There we go, turning the fan up. It is hot in the United Kingdom, my friends. Yes, and I don't have any air conditioning. Have I ever mentioned that? Such a top secret. She's not one to complain, this one, is she? Anyway, it's too hot to do anything that requires thinking. So I'm going to play some Conan Exiles, which I can do with one hand tied behind my back. No, I'm not going to do that as a challenge. So I can just like hang out with you guys, do a bit of a stream, relax, and wait for the temperature to drop, because it is dropping currently. It's already dropped at least, what, like 6-7 like degrees centigrade. Not freedom units, sorry people. So yeah, I just want to play some Conan today. I've been kind of trying to get back into Conan a little bit because there's an update coming this month. They haven't released any big information about it yet, so we're not going to talk about that yet. God. Breathe. Pauses to breathe. Yeah, so I kind of want to get back into it, basically warm up a little bit for a bit of an update, because I want to do a new playthrough. I keep banging on about it. I love this game. I've been kind of missing it. I'm missing my fresh playthrough situation. It's what I really like to do. So when the update comes out, whatever it is, I'll be doing a new playthrough. That's the plan anyway. And then with it, probably some guides and stuff. The Age of Anna. Yes. Fortunately, my brain seems to be like working again. I was like going through a bit of a like period of time where I really wasn't feeling very well, like a week ago or something. My brain seems to have like bounced back from that situation. So whatever it was, allergies, cold, whatever it was, bit of rundown, bit of stress maybe. Feel a bit more like myself, albeit a sweaty version of myself. You know what I mean? There's never been a greater time to be a no-camera streamer than in a heatwave with no air conditioning. I'll try not to talk about it all the way through the stream. You'll notice that Siri is currently dressed for hot weather. She's actually dressed for a swim, because I thought we'd do a bit of Dagon dungeon today. We'll start off in Dagon, maybe do the jungle, like have a little run around, chat, catch up. Talk about the game, talk about whatever you want, really, pretty much. Keep it clean, people. Yeah, that's it. That's the plan. I do have a giveaway on Twitch for a DLC key of your choice. I think I've put, like, T's and C's there, haven't I? Which, let me just remind myself what I don't have. Hold on a second. It's bloody hot in here, people. I swear to God. Kel, can you pin the thingy? Are you here, my dear? Because, like, for some reason... So what I did the other day was, like, I deleted my browser history from my browser that I used. I used to clear my, like, history, my cookies and everything, like, freaking every day back in the day. Thank you, lovely. I don't do that anymore because as a streamer, I like to just open my browser and everything's just ready for me. So periodically I do it. Thank you, lovely. That's so nice of you. Unfortunately, my like mod view on Twitch is not letting me like pin stuff, which is weird. And it's like gone to default. So I have to like reconfigure my mod page or whatever. So there you go. Freaking struggle bus, right? So yes, what else do I want to tell you? Yes, DLC of your choice, excluding, let me just check the page. What does it say? I did put terms and conditions. I don't have Sipter or Seekers of the Dawn. Everything else is available, I think. Like, subject to availability, blah, blah, blah. Exclamation mark ticket in the chat. You only have to do it once. Super simple. And then you can just, like, hang out and stuff and whatever. Oh, hello, people on YouTube. Hello, JD. Hello, Alejandro. Hello, hello. Yes, if you are... somebody asked me about getting a PC to play Conan with like mods and stuff. If you play Conan a lot of the time, like it's your full-time kind of game, like it was for me, switching to a PC is really fun because being able to use the mods, oh my God, there are so many incredible mods for this game, and you can really kind of change a bunch of things that, you know, you would prefer to see
Sparks
different.
1960 just subscribed for 2 months.
Sparks. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being a sub. Really appreciate the support. Enjoy ad-free viewing and whatnot. So yes, if you have the opportunity to get a PC, but not only that, but if you like kind of survival games in general, then generally speaking, as somebody who played this game for more than 5,000 hours on PlayStation, it's just generally a better experience on PC. I don't think that's super controversial to say. Usually, quite often games get updated quicker on PC. Obviously, there's mods available, and there's just so many more survival games available that sometimes never come out on console, which is super sad. And then when they do come out on console, they freaking blow up because people are so desperate for like a good survival game on console. So if you have the opportunity to upgrade to a PC or to get a PC, it's not necessarily an upgrade. Maybe you like sitting in the living room playing games. I used to do that all the time. Then go for it. I would encourage you to do so if you're kind of tempted. If you got the cash and decent SSD, what else, people? Plenty of RAM for this game particularly, and other survival games. So there you go. I don't have 13,000. It's like, what is it, 9,000? No, 8,000. 8,000? Question mark. Wait. Conan, wait, hold on a second. Somebody wrote that I had 9,000 on my... 8,000, that's it, yeah. Somebody wrote that, oh, I didn't realise you had 9,000 on one of my YouTube videos the other day. And I was like, it isn't 9,000. Have I misspoken? It's 8,000. Yes, and I've lost count at this point. I need to, like, tot it up again at some point. There you go. 90, yes, it's 2,000 in Valheim now. Yeah, there you go. I remembered the command to kill, though. Yes. Over 50,000 hours. She literally lives in the game. So there you go. Exclamation point ticket in the chat just once if you want to enter the DLC giveaway. Otherwise, we're going to be doing Dagon Dungeon. We're going to be trying to keep cool. I'll try. This is going to be the challenge. Anna has to not mention how overly warm she is because she doesn't have air conditioning. There you go. I said it again. Only 8 fighting now. Only 8. Just a meager 8. I have like met a bunch of you who've got way more hours than that, honestly. So good for you and whatnot. Oh. There you go. Is that done now? Can you guys all talk? And I'll just sit here and just sweat. So yeah, bit of Dagon Dungeon, bit of swimming around and whatnot, and we're dressed appropriately for it, if I say so. What else do I need to do here? I was recording all day yesterday. I've got so much editing to do. I'm going to be editing tomorrow, and I just really wanted to stream today. And I was like, what am I going to do? I was thinking about doing a day one of something. And I don't really want to do that unless I can put like a decent amount of time into it. And I was like, I'm just going to hop on and play a bit of Conan for a bit. We'll see how long I last, honestly. 50,000 hours. Yeah, started playing Conan 10 years ago. Before I was even born, there you go. 10 years ago, before you were even born. Are you turning off your AC in solidarity? Oh, if you'd like to send the AC this way, if you're not going to be using it, I'd super appreciate that. Anyway, let's have a hello, shall we, friendos? And then we'll get into the game and whatnot. Takes a deep breath, oxygenates. Moth, hello, good to see you. How are you doing today? Pre-stream. Kevin, hello, good to see you too. Valkyris, my dear. Hope you're hydrating, friendos. Kalendros, got first today. Of course you did. Hello, lovely. Red Riding Hood, my dear, good to see you too. Oh, Snowy, hi. How's it going? Jester, Annaby, oh, hey to you too. Wait, that's the Annaby, hey. Annaby, hey to you too. Moth, thank you for watching so much. I really appreciate being here. I'm so glad you found it worth it, honestly. This isn't even to be waffle about nothing. I appreciate that so much. Schreiber, hello, good to see you too. Spartan, hello, greetings to you. No one in this world you can trust, not men, women, nor beast. What are you quoting, Steve? Is that like a quote? But still you can trust. Fair enough, yes. Hello, Lemuton. Hello. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Yes, sound alerts. Those sound alerts working. Are you hearing them, friendos? Renzo says, hello, how are you doing? Which tall building are we building today? We're not doing a build, we're going to swim. And we're going to feel like it's supposed to cool down significantly. And particularly like it from about 8 o'clock, it's like 15 minutes till then. It's supposed to be a lot cooler over the evening. So it's going to be a lot more comfortable, hopefully. As long as this place cools down enough. Electric vehicle charging at home is what destroys our electrical grid here in the Western US, is it? Interesting. Oh, I read an article about air conditioning in the EU, UK. Like, it's more and more of a problem because so few places have it. It's getting hotter and hotter and the power grid cannot support everyone having AC. I did see somebody on YouTube or something, some, like, lecturer or something to our US friends. You probably call them a professor. That's a different specific thing here. Talking about how people just need to like not use AC because things will get worse. The problem is, I feel like that's kind of a privileged position because there are some people who live in like a nice concrete box with like, you know, really well kind of like built, situated to resist heat. And there are people like me who are absolutely baking right now. I cannot even begin to tell you. I no longer have a working thermometer in this room. It's probably for the best. That's all I have to say. And some people have, like, you know, gardens. It's like, you know, like during COVID, not to get political, but, you know, like COVID, people saying like, oh, it's lovely. I've just been out in the garden in the vegetable patch and I've just been doing this. And some people don't have gardens. Some people don't have outside space, you know. Some of us don't have, like, the ability to necessarily live somewhere where it's, like, super cool and just fine. So I don't know, not to get all, like, political. Let's not talk about politics on the stream, please. But, you know, I feel like it is something we're going to need to start thinking about in the future, a bit of AC. I don't know. Or just building places that are better insulated to protect against heat, you know, as opposed to just keeping the warmth in the winter. There you go. I mean, that's probably it. We've solved all the problems. Hello, Fighting Eye, my dear. How are you doing? Oh. Hello, Fred. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Yes. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum. Do 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 do. Hello, Rico. Hello. Dun 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 dun. 888 hours respawn. Hello, my dear. Is that a lucky number somewhere? Maybe. Sounds like a gambling number or something. Hello, Nephenor. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Oh, God. Who am I to diss a brie? I cheddar the world and a feta cheese. Everybody's looking for Stilton. Nephenor, thank you for kicking us off with the first person sent to the corner today. If you'd like to go to the corner, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hopefully that worked properly. By the way, I was like recording something a couple of weeks ago, well, a week or so ago, and I was fiddling around with like the SFX on my Go XLR. Hopefully I haven't like messed it up. There you go. My AC broke down 14 years ago and I haven't had it repaired since. Is it like super hot there, Rico? Are you like super warm right now, or are you okay? Just almost 5,000 hours, Kevin. Not too many. Hello, Alpaca. Hello, hello. Might you seek out the highest dive in Exiled Land and do an epic dive? I do have a dive video on my YouTube channel. Did you see it? I think the title is like Rate My Dive or something. I did that one when it was a very short video. I did that when they added the dive, basically. Ooh, 14 years ago, did you turn it off and just forget to turn it on again? Hobbit holes of the future of efficient living. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind like a grassy roof, seriously, on bit of grand designs. I love those, like, completely self-sustaining buildings. You know what I mean? I love that idea. Solar panels on the roof. Don't need to worry about paying for, like, electricity and stuff. Do it all up front. Sounds very nice. I like the discomfort with the weather. Gives me something to complain about. I've been too happy lately. That is incredibly British of you, Fighting. I apologise if you don't identify as British. I don't think you're actually classed as British. Are you British? You know what I'm saying. You're my people. Hello, Colteus. Hello, hello. Speaking of trouble, what did I see? What I did there? Conan Exiles. Beautiful. That was very poetic. Thank you for that. I live in a 30+ centigrade region. Rico. I hope you get it fixed. We need a redeem where we can have Anna change the voice into a chipmunk for 10 minutes. Shall I show you what I've got? Okay, I don't know how any of these sound because I can't hear it. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. 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 Oh, I'm back to normal. Were they all excellent? They sound weird. I've got no idea. I couldn't hear it. I don't know what. One of them is definitely like super deep, kind of like almost inaudible, I think. And then there's like the megaphone and stuff. When they open up the dark side of the moon for builders, I'm settling there straight away. Sensible temperatures, no annoying sunny reflexes in the screen, no noisy neighbours, no grass to mow. It might sound like the perfect gaming environment. Obviously, the dust is a bit of an issue. But, you know, if you have like a nice hermetically sealed situation, which it would need to be, I guess, then it sounds pretty good. A quiet cul-de-sac on the moon sounds perfect, yes. You know, very quickly there'll be too many people there for my liking, you know what I'm saying? Price check, Al3. You have the singing voice of a cat that just had their tail stepped on. Well, do you know what? I've been working on that for my whole life, Colteus, so you've given me the best compliment possible. Thank you so much. Excellent. Thank you, thank you. Should we get into it, people? Enough piffle-paffle. Should we go do a bit of swimming? Sweet. Let me just get this here. Also, I'm having weird problems with my PC. the debacle with the PC continues. You know how I mentioned that I was having my monitors flashing and stuff like that? The way I've resolved that is to make sure that my monitors don't go into sleep mode when I'm inactive. And I only need to worry about that generally if I'm uploading stuff to YouTube overnight. Which sometimes I have like long videos I upload. And so I managed to resolve that. But yesterday I switched on my PC. My monitors were flashing on and off. All of the app icons were gone from my taskbar at the bottom of the screen. What else? It just absolutely mayhem. All my like Go XLR was at like default settings. I had to just restart like 3 times and then it was fine. What is going on? Am I cursed or something? Yeah, it really is really stressful, Cultist. I have to click very carefully. I have to wait for the moment when the screen is on, click restart, or like shut down or whatever. It's super annoying, honestly. Let me have a sip of cold water from the fridge and then we'll get started. I have at least as much dust in my room as the moon can provide. You've just been preparing yourself. That's all it is. Anna on sulfur hexafluoride voice filter would be interesting. Is that what is that? Is that like helium? Oh, Darth Vader voice gas, kind of the opposite of helium. I think one of them is like that. Right. Well, exclamation mark ticket in the chat if you'd like to enter a giveaway for a DLC of your choice for this game, excluding Seekers of the Dawn or Sipter. Everything else I think is available, subject to availability, yada yada yada. Exclamation mark ticket in Twitch, that's all you need to do. So it's super warm today. All I want to do is go swimming. So we're going to go to the Dagon dungeon. Leonil is dressed appropriately as well. She's wearing her like full strength buffing gear. Don't be fooled by this getup. This is the Silent Legion helmet, crafted with a shield right with a bolt placing on it, the usual. Void dragon ribs, exactly the same, shield right and a buff. Medium Silent Legion gauntlets. And champion leggings, perfected heavy sabotons. There you go. Super buffed, super prepped for strength. She's also triple buffed with 3 items. She's had the elixir of might to give her 15% strength weapon damage. She's got the salted pork, which I had to right click on to get her to eat it, to give her 15% strength weapon damage. And then she's also helped herself to a cooked pork rind. So she's got a triple buff. This one's 25%. So she'll hit hard. She's also got the Momentum Mace, which is going to do a great job. It's buffed with a Master Weapon fitting. You get that from the Warmaker Sanctuary. She's got some gruel for like passive healing and some concentrated aloe extract, which she'll help herself to because I have the Better Thralls mod and I have the healing switched on. So she'll drink a potion when her health gets down to 90% and she'll drink it on a 5-second cooldown until she's at 100% HP. There you go. This is my trusty secret weapon, Doombringer. He brings the farts and you know, that's how he like overcomes the enemy. I'm currently wearing just a full set of perfected heavy armor. This is from the Master Armorer journey that you get. You do in the journey tab here. Complete that and you get the recipe for this. It is fantastic. It has a huge amount of armor value, crafted with a shield right, and it's got an armor reduction kit on every single piece. There you go. It buffs strength and agility, so it is fantastic, really. And then if you want to know what this ridiculous transmog is, she looks like a Barbie doll, I know. We've got the Argosian Mariner sandals, tasset, and braces from the Argosian DLC. Love that DLC, really nice buildings. And then the Dafari skin piece, chest piece, which is a favourite of mine. And I've just hidden a helmet. This is using Fashionist. This thing here and this thing here. My weapons of choice, my usual, nothing too exciting here. My Bector Corbin, which is an agility legendary hammer. It's very good. It's got all of these have master weapon fittings on, all the weapons. Thank you for letting me catch my breath.
For 18 months. What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster?
Yes.
No, it's an RR.
Ah, he cut that off. Thank you so much. Thank you for identifying that I am indeed a monster. Thank you, Colteus. Thanks for the 18 months. Welcome back, lovely. Hello, everybody joining us. Isn't that the gas that makes the voice very bassy? Hello, Will. I presume so. The legendary bikini of the Amazon Queen and the flip-flops of Herculean strength, yes. Well, I thought about going for the, what is it called? Debauches of Decetto bejeweled bikini set, whatever it's called. But, you know, we're going to just go like diver, fishing diver or whatever. So there you go. I've got my Baltier's Razor, also an agility two-handed sword, a favourite of mine, great for cleaving through groups of enemies. I got my pristine Kari bow, just cause. I do actually have a Reach of the Red Mother, which we got last time we met. Hardened steel arrows. I would recommend that you take a bow of any kind and some arrows to the Dagon dungeon, just because it is quite useful for kiting enemies. Other than that, do whatever you want. You could just obviously rely on the bow if you want to. I've got some black claws. We picked these up from a bench outside the den. And a harvesting tool of some kind. Something to harvest the enemies. You will need that. I don't need Seth Truncheon. I won't be knocking anybody out. Some heals. I've got 2 stacks of heals on my... Can I put that there? There you go, on my hotbar. Whatever you want to use. I've got some better quality heals here. Concentrated aloe. My usual driver, daily driver... Sounds so wanky, doesn't it? Is weak aloe extract, because I can just carry a bunch of leaves, craft it in my inventory. The leaves don't weigh very much. So that's my kind of like damage. That's my armor. I'm currently buffed with 2 items to buff my agility, because I like to run agility these days. So I have drunk an elixir of grace, which is the potion buff for agility. And I've drunk a jungle grog, which is the food buff for agility. So you can see on my HUD how long ago I drank those, because you get those, you get 2 hours of those. What else do I want to tell you? My attributes. This is my usual spec for fighting dungeons, because I like to do all the damage myself. I like to respond quickly after I dodge. So we've got full agility with Deadshot chosen, which is just extra arrow damage. I do prefer precision strike, but so seldom am I actually carrying a medium or lighter load these days. I don't know. That I wouldn't really take advantage of it. And I've got rolling thrust as my final choice. After dodging, my next damaging attack has 25% increased penetration. There you go. I've got max vitality. I've chosen faster healer rather than resurgence. And I've chosen glutton for punishment. When you take damage, you regenerate the last instance of damage taken over 15 seconds. Told you my brain was working today. We've got 3 perks in grit. I've chosen stout to increase my armor value, because I don't think we need stamina to regenerate 25% faster. What we could do with is not having the pause when you run out of stamina, but that's the traditional penalty that we have in this game. It's just returned. So there's a bit of a like grey around the screen, that kind of thing. It just means you have to really manage your stamina. Oxygenate. And then, yes, that's it. This is not an optional one. Then I've got the first perk in expertise, just to give me a little bit of carry weight and to reduce the durability loss when I use my stuff. All right, shall we get out here? We're going to go straight to the Dagon dungeon. So importantly, when you go to the Dagon dungeon, you're going to need some means of underwater breathing. You're going to have to swim between sections of the dungeon. You can either use underwater breathing potions, which will completely stop your breath timer when you're swimming, or you can use the Riptide Spear, which is my favourite thing. You get this from the Bat Boss in the Unnamed City, Winged Death, I think it's called. Since a recent update, he drops a legendary item every single time you unfriend him, just like all the bosses in the Unnamed City do now. Which means you have a much higher chance of getting the Riptide Spear than you did before. So I think we've already found about 3 of these on this playthrough. Very happy about that. It's a really fun item. Hold it in your hand, you can breathe underwater indefinitely. And then the other option is the underwater breathing mask, which you can get from Buccaneer Bay, which we're probably going to go to today. Over here, this part of the map, all the way over here in the east. So there you have it. That's how you breathe underwater. Those are the best kind of options. Shall we get out of here? Go do a bit of fighting. I haven't played any Conan for like a week, so I would be a bit rusty. Usually I like to warm up a bit. We're going to be going to the jungle. There are 2 jungle obelisks. We're going to go to the southern one. That's the northern. We're going to go to the southern. Are we ready? Do I have all my people with me? Yeah, I've got Doom. I've got Leonil. Let's go. Do I get anxiety while streaming? No. Why do you ask that? I've been doing it for coming up to 4 years now. About time they fixed the drop rate of the Riptides. Yeah, absolutely. Just generally, the bat situation. Working on camels now, I'm interested in your camels. You're interested in my camel stats, are you? I'll show you if you like. Bring your portable Guybrush Threepwood. What? Who is that? Who is that? Crazy. Try some curried sprouts for a spot of chemical. What have I missed? Barbarian doll in a barbarian world. Life's fantastic. Chopping heads. Oh my god. Enjoy pre-buffing my flatulence with Vindaloo. What is it? What is that spice? Like Indian spice? Is it asafoetida or something like that? I did have some of that at some point. It's got an interesting taste about it. Apparently that's good for those situations. I haven't used it for a while. Maybe try it. Bum, ba, da, bum. Do, do, do. Let's go. Completely rusty. I should probably fight some things before we go into a dungeon. I feel like my FOV is enormous when I'm running. I always feel like that. I know people say, what's with your FOV? And when I play Conan a lot, this is how I like to have it. But if I play other games, I get kind of unused to it, I suppose. Hello, sir. Thank you for being our test subject for today. Your pauses. Can you, if you hear how quickly I speak, Colteus, that's why I have to pause to breathe, my dear. Exactly. That time. I might say now, but that song is bouncing its way around the inside of your head. Stop trying to give us earworm. That's a squeaky commands you. Okay. So here is the entrance to the Dagon dungeon. Bum, ba, da, bum. There you go. This is where the entrance to the Dagon dungeon is. What you have to do is click on the boat. This is our little, wheel of friendship over there. Not wheel of friendship, map room. Yep. Normally I do, map wheel combos, but I haven't been doing those recently. Just been teleporting home. Okay, let's go to the Dagon dungeon. Crom will be praised. Crom doesn't want your praise. Crom wants you to get on with it. Apparently. Hello, people joining us. Hello, hello. Yeah, my brain wants to put out words faster than my body can keep up with. That's why I have to pause periodically. So what was I going to tell you? Somebody wanted to see my camel situation. Come here, Doombringer. Obviously, you won't see the stats from his secret fart buff. So he's got fit, bucking, and crushing trample. And then you can see these are his other stats. Here you go. That's it. His food, I don't care what I feed them as long as it just gives him some passive healing. Because he has 20,000 HP. That's what he has. Honestly, I haven't had a bad camel. And, nowadays when I level human followers and animals or whatever, I just give them food that is easy to get hold of, that's going to give them some passive healing to keep them alive while they're leveling, because they're going to chew through whatever I get. That's all. I don't min-max when I'm leveling them, because the percentage, really in the scheme of things, is so small, the difference that you make. If you like to do that, it's absolutely fine, but that's all. Right, so here we go. It's my first apply sunder to an enemy. We're apparently tracking a journey. I always find it very funny that this guy sounds like a Sumerian. His skirt didn't stretch out today. From be praised, apparently. So this guy drops pearls. You want to collect those. He also drops an ancient Lemurian axe. You want to click on the axe here to learn the recipe. I already possess the knowledge. There's a couple of humans to fight, and then after that you want to make sure that you harvest all the kind of mini bosses, basically. Hello, hello. Here we go. Swimming clothing is not, mandatory. Just going to show you down here. There are some enemies down here if you want to fight them. Hi there. See why I like a two-handed sword. So effective. There we go. And they're just dropping bone arrows, some teeth. Some of this armor. This armor is Lemurian armor, which you can craft. It's epic. So if you be level 60, 50, 60, 60. It's strength buffing stuff these days. It used to give you buffs to archery, but no longer. There you go. You can harvest those if you want to skin everybody in a dungeon. Good source of hides. You've got your loot goblin spec. I know some of you have loot goblin specs. As in max expertise, beast of burden, and friendos to help you carry stuff. Here we go. Hi there. Some more friendos. There you go. And that is the dungeon right there. Except it's underwater. Hi there. Beautiful. Leonel's like, let me hit him, coach. Let me hit him, coach. Right, I'm going to put my Riptide Spear on my hotbar. Be really careful with this. One of the things about the Riptide Spear is just, I feel like everybody who's played the game for a long time has accidentally thrown a Riptide Spear. Do not try to use it because you'll just lose it completely. Just make sure that when you stop using it, just click on a different number and switch to a different item. Be super conscious of that, because I have lost a bunch of Riptide Spears. So don't hold it when you're like diving and all that stuff. Just when you're swimming, and then unequip it. So you can see when I equip it, it gives me this water breathing, and I won't have any change to my breath timer whilst I have it equipped. Whereas we'll dive in without it and I'll show you the kind of the difference. Okay, let's go into the dungeon. So my breath timer is going down. If I drank a potion, that would pause. And if I hold the Riptide Spear, it also pauses. So you can literally just chill out, enjoy the waves with the Riptide Spear in your hand, swim around, loot the place. There's a bunch of like chests and stuff around, like this one over here I'll show you, with various kind of bits and bobs. There you go, bit of healing. If you want a bit of extra stamina, there's your elixir of freedom, random crap and stuff. You can use the gaseous orbs. I'm just going to leave them there. Yes, if you have the underwater breathing mask, your breath timer will be going down. It just goes down more slowly, basically. So there you go. Now, this is the Dagon dungeon. It basically just goes down this hill. So you start here and you're going to kind of zigzag down, progressively lower and lower down the slope till you get to that final dungeon section over there. All of these people really are optional, except the final one, which has got like the big boss fight and stuff. And but there are recipes in each of these things, most of these things. So it's kind of a good idea. Plus, if you harvest the fish people, which I will show you when we get to them, you'll get some scales. And the scales you can use to craft the recipes that you pick up from the tablets you click on for this dungeon. So you want to kind of harvest the enemies, click on the lore tablets, and then do the final like boss situation down there. There you go. Let's go. This is the Dagon dungeon, Sunken City. Only putrid meat had a larger stack size and didn't weigh as much. Yeah, putrid meat, you'll get a bunch of putrid meat and you can use it in your compost heap, or you can use it with your Nomadian helmet to repair your tools when you take damage. Yep. Do some spearfishing, yeah. Hello, Dominator, hello. Hello, Spaghetti. Hi, Dave, hello. All the people joining us. The fart buff is silent but deadly. Fibble to the corner, please. Fibble to the corner. You know what you did. Thank you. Outrageous. Outrageous. I'm all right, Colteus. I'm good. Right, apart from boiling to death. Right, so these are humans. You don't need to harvest them. This is the kind of the last, not the last human, I guess, because there are prisoners as well in this dungeon. There we go. I would say this is a level 60 dungeon. You can see these guys are all dropping this Lemurian stuff as well. I would say this is definitely like a level 60 dungeon. If you're experienced, do it whenever you feel like it. And, you know, you don't need my advice at all. Here's the first tablet to click on. I already have the knowledge. It isn't popping up saying what you get. Is this the trident? Forget. It's not the trident. Is it the trident? I wish it would say. There you go. Wait, put that away. I don't know why it's like... Why is my Vector Corbin highlighted like that? That's a bug, isn't it? There will be some bugs in this dungeon. I will point them out when we see them. 5,000 hours, you've never been here, Nifter? Really? You too? Yeah? I'll show you around. Feels like traveling without a proper guided tour highlighting all the sites and local tourist traps. My base locations video was literally very much written like a realty situation. Okay, I'm gonna... So I could dive in if I wanted to, for style points, and then equip my Riptide Spear. You can harvest some glowing goop. Here's a good place to get it. I don't know, these fish are just pretend. Sorry to like break the illusion. None of them will hurt you. There's nothing in this water that will hurt you except drowning and your own stupidity. Question mark, you know. Only you can tell if that's the case. All right. We're diving. So we're going to go to this one next. It's just nice having the Riptide because it just gives you like the leisurely like pace that I enjoy. We're here today because it's just too hot. So there you go. So we're going to go in here next. And then zigzag down. I have, fun fact, I have never died in this dungeon. One thing you need to think about really is have some kind of underwater breathing apparatus at home. So that if you have to come back to retrieve your gear, You have 30 minutes when you die, obviously, in this game, unless you've changed the settings somehow. And you're going to need some means of underwater breathing to get your stuff back. So be super careful. My being super careful is why I've never died here, basically. Just for now. Maybe today's the day. Who knows? Yeah, there's definitely a bug because it shouldn't be highlighting the Bector Corbin. Did you see that? That pees me off a little bit, but hey-ho. Right, first fish creature. You want to harvest him. Every time you see a guy that looks like that or some other variation of a fish creature, non-human, you want to harvest them. Just once. You just need to hit them once to get a scale. They're a bit chaotic. If there's a bunch of you, be careful. You can get trapped in this little section. My friend and I did a long time ago. We had to, like, jump up to get out. There we go. Sweet. So there you go. We've got a scale of Dagon, so that's what we want. You only want to hit him once, so you can hit him multiple times. You'll just get more and more putrid meat. Some hides. There you go. Wonderful. And he dropped a taxidermied bear, which I don't know why you'd want that, but, you know, you do you, boo-boo. Okay, I'm going to drop all the putrid meat because I don't want to carry it. So this is my first scale. There you go. If you've seen people with, like, improved fish traps and things like that, that's one of the recipes we're going to learn in this dungeon. If you cook the rare fish that you get from the improved fish traps, you get buffs from them. So it is kind of fun. It's a thing to do. It's not as fun as it used to be when they were kind of free. There you go. Next tablet. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to tell you what they are because I can't remember. I think this is the trident. I don't remember. I already possess the knowledge. There you go. So make sure you harvest the dude. Click on the tablet whenever there is one. I'll show you where they are. Let's go. Let's get our Riptide spear back out. On with the tour. Just an humble builder. Ah, nice, yeah. Always scared of death by glitch. Yeah, that's fair, honestly. I've never done a permadeath playthrough in this game for that reason. Because there's always something that could kill you. I have done Valheim, and Valheim is very tough. There you go. What are you sharing there, Calindros, my dear? Is that my base occasions video? I want to swim in that cool looking water, not cook in my rooftop apartment. There you go. You see, that's why we're here. Because it's going to be a bit cooler. I'll feel a bit cooler when we're swimming. There you go. Okay, so we've done that one. We've done that one. We go in here now. See, it's just kind of like a zigzag. There we go. You can shift to swim faster. Get a bit of goop. If you've done the Dregs dungeon, you'll learn the recipe for crafting this torch, which is what you can use the goop for. But it also has other uses, including a kind of liquid that you use to make witch fire, which you need for sorcery, and you can make some really nice torches with. Witch fire torches are beautiful, especially with black ice buildings. Hello there. So now we got a bunch of these guys. They don't have a huge amount of HP, 300 each. There we go. Sorry, Doombringer, I thought you were an enemy. We're going to harvest all of these guys. And then we've got the first of these kind of mini-bosses things. Big, ugly dudes / ladies. I think there's a combination or a mixture. This is like acid. Poison. Poison. You can use the sandstorm breathing mask if you want. I actually don't think the sandstorm breathing mask helped us last time. If I can try and use it quickly enough. Can I equip it? I don't think it helped in this. Am I losing HP? So it's saying I'm poisoned. Yeah, it is taking our health. Yes, it is. There you go. But when he dies, it all like goes off. So there you go. So you can use the sandstorm breathing mask, but it won't do anything here for some reason, which is why I think it might be acid and just incorrectly says poisoned. I don't know, people. I just work here. Okay, let's drop this here. You can have that. Okay, so make sure you click on this tablet. There we go. This gives us... It used to say what it was, didn't it? Is this the potion? That really annoys me. I can't remember. I don't know. There we go. So we harvest him once. And we harvest these guys all once. Maybe it's just that normally I come here and I haven't done it yet. When I'm doing like a guide version. Go. Drop the putrid meat. So we've harvested everybody once. And then we go. Continue. Hello, Moth. How are you doing? Hello, Joe. Hello. So one of your videos on YouTube came here. Thanks for all the help. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Okay. Do a bit of a dive. Get the Riptide Spear back out. On our way. It is, I guess it is easy to get disorientated, but if you just remember you just have to continue going down the hill, you're okay, really. They are staggered. So there you go. We're going to go to this one next. Do. Say hello to the fishies. Gas in there is like the acid pool in the dregs, yeah, except it says poisoned, doesn't it? There's a little box here. There are a bunch of these boxes. I never bother with them. I only really bother the ones inside the dungeons themselves, because I don't know. Lazy, easily bored, I don't know. It's not essential to get them. Some orange ficus or ficus, I never know what's the correct pronunciation, so I say it differently every time. I'm going to eat one of my cooked pork feasts. I like these because they give you food and water. And they don't change your body temperature or anything, so it's fine. Now, this particular section here is one of the reasons why I always say to people, come to this dungeon, assuming at some point you might have to do all the fighting. Looks like this time we're okay because Leonil is here, but over the years, this particular place has been a bit of a problem for your follower teleporting in to actually help you, and sometimes they just teleport in right at the end after you've defeated the enemy. It might be that because I've been standing here for a while, she's like arrived here. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, so bear that in mind. Heavy armor, a good weapon, take your time, good heals, that kind of thing. There you go, because he's a bit of a chaos kind of person. There you go. She's actually helping us. But you see the way he attacks? You can kind of use this pillar to like get behind him a little, you know, heal up. Have plenty of stamina if you want to dodge, that kind of thing. There we go. We're going to harvest him. Just once. There's no tablet in here, so we don't need to click on it, but there are a bunch of boxes. Oh, there we go. Have I taken your heals? I don't know why I've got a load of gruel on me. So there you go. We've got a bunch of boxes that you can take all this coins and powdered stuff. Some of them, they won't, the F doesn't work to loot them all. Some of them don't, like Doom. There you go. Beautiful. And that was super quick, right? Because we're geared up and whatnot. Okay. Back out with the Riptide Spear. Hello, Alphanaut. Conan Exiles again. I know. You can tell I've been missing the game. Here we are. It's just so hot today. I was like, do you know what? Let's do a bit of Conaning. So that's the final one. I was like debated by the size of this opening here. So we're going to go here next. Yep. I'm gonna watch out for poison. It shouldn't kill you, but that is noxious gas. A bit like from the noxious arrows. So you could avoid it, or you could just go straight through it like I did. Go. Did a bit of a swim. This is like one of the toughest for me little sections, or has been over the years, if you're going to solo it, because I used to always solo this place. This guy's a bit chaotic, and also because I used to have real problems with my follower actually following me in. Plus there's all these little dudes on the ground that will continuously respawn. You can pick one of them up, or as many as you want, and you'll have a locust spawn that you could put in an animal taming pen and have it as a pet. Don't know why you'd do that, because they're super gross. But some people like gross things. Other than that, you can unfriend them and harvest them for an endless amount of ichor, because they should continue to respawn like endlessly, like infinitely, even after you defeat the mini boss. There you go. But they do, like, they are a bit of an annoyance when you're fighting, if you're fighting in here like solo, that kind of thing. So is she going to come in here with us? There she is. Beautiful. If you're like ever so slightly underleveled and your follower doesn't come in like with you, then it can be a bit of a pain. This guy does like some burst attacks, which you got to watch out for. Bit of bleeds. Oh, he threw me up in there. Thank you for that. Okay, she's taking care of him. So let's harvest him for his scale. What has he given us? A Lemurian language dictionary. Okay. And then over here, this is definitely the fish traps, this rare fish traps, improved fish traps. There you go. So this for me is one of the most important things to get from here, along with like the scales. There you go. Could you stop trying to attack me? Excuse me.
Kevin
Oh my goodness.
_H_ gifted 5 subscriptions to
Kevin.
the community.
Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. That's very nice of you. Thank you, thank you. So, as an Irishman, I must say, as an Irishman born, Irish, raised Irish, breathing Irish air, walking Irish soil, eating potatoes, dodging Irish rain, paying Irish taxes, telling Irish stories in Irish pubs, to Irish people about Irish things, I feel it's vital you know I am Irish. Definitely not British, never British. Anyway, yeah, I think I might pick this game up again. There you go. It's one of those things you get used to saying so frequently that, so I apologise. I do know you're Irish. Probably Irish. On balance, I think you might be Irish. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Kevin. Right, let's go. Right, we've harvested him. We've clicked on the tablet, and we're going to leave. But yes, we could harvest those guys for Ica if we wanted to. There we go. Anything else I want to drop? I'm going to drop the Ica because we've got loads of it, but it's a very good idea to take it with you. Okay. She's going to just continue fighting because she likes to rid us of those parasites. Don't know what gave it away. I do know you're Irish as well, because it has come up in conversation. Sorry for calling you British. Apologies. You're Lebanese, Irish, Scottish, German and Welsh, aren't you? All in a Canadian, are you? Interesting. See, I learn something every day. Okay. Penultimate section. Let's go. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win a DLC for this game, excluding Seekers of the Dawn or Scepter because I don't have those keys. There you go. 1 ticket per person, all you gotta do. Oh, let me get my weapon out. Should we use the claws on this guy? Let me have a sip of water to keep myself hydrated in this heat. Alright. Hello, sir. This guy is pure chaos. Here we go. Stay behind. Do your job. These ones apply acid, which is great. Acidic. Lots of damage. Very nice. Ooh. Okay. Get our harvest on. Like, there's a scale of Dagon. Here we go. And we clicked on the tablets. Let's go. Oh, there's also a scroll on the floor here. There you go. A sorcerer spell page. If you're leveling sorcery, you'll need those. So collect that. I've already leveled sorcery all the way. Extra points if you dive well. So let's go to the final section now. Hello, mortal. Aussie, British and American. Are you? At least that's what my mum and my 3 fathers tell me. I love that. Well, I'm British and Italian. That's it. There you go. But I did live in Wales. I've lived a bunch of places. Which is why my accent is probably, like, hard to place, probably. Didn't say you're busy just joking about it, didn't I say? Okay. Well, I'm comfortable having apologized, and I don't think that you did anything wrong either. So, you know, I think I should be reasonably accurate about these things. There you go. So this is the final section. If you want to go to the boss fight, take a left. If you don't want to like bother with anything else, if you're trying to get all the scales, take a right. There we go. And then we're going to be going that way, basically. Don't worry, this is a dead end, so. Hello, sir. Pure chaos. Get him, Lionel. Diving team is on the case. Here we go. So we're going to harvest him for a scale. There we go. We got 9 now. In these... Behind these doors, there are prisoners who will attack you when you open the door. It is entirely optional. If you don't want to open the doors, you can just leave them in there because they're very ungrateful. They used to, like, help you to fight the enemies, which was quite nice. Now they will, like, hit you. If you want to let them out, there is a bunch of loot in their rooms. Whilst the door's open with the lever, don't worry, you won't get locked in here. I have tested it. Go, hotly and Neil. They'll come back down on the timer, but you can see there's some loot in here. Gold, silver, some general stuff. What have we got? See, quite good loot here. You want to make some medium armor. Grandmaster weapon repair kit. I don't bother with that once I get to like level 60 anyway. So I'll show you that it shouldn't shut while I'm in here. It's like, hurry up! But yeah, it shouldn't shut at all. I think it used to. There you go. Now it will close now that I've left. Sorry, Leonil. You shouldn't have eaten the last bagel, should you? Okay. So I'm going to press the button again so we can continue, like, exploring these rooms. You can come back to, like, open it again if you miss any you want to. Continue onwards. Do. Oh, I ran out of stamina. Okay, see the kind of loot that you get. They do hit reasonably hard. Here we go. In here we got some booze. And we got some hardened steel, like, tier tools and advanced blunted weapon fitting to put on your truncheon. So absolutely worth getting. Yeah, definitely worth getting, I would say. I'm going to leave it. I don't need it. So that's going to close. So I'm not going to bother running back, but if you want to, there are more cages. If you want to open all of them, you can just run all the way back and then run down here again. And there's a fish dude. Easily stunned with some, like, pokies like this. Okay, we'll harvest him for a scale. Now we have 10. Now some of the prisoners come out, yeah, some of the prisoners come out when the doors are open, and that's why this guy is here, I think. Generally speaking. So we didn't have to fight him. We just profit. Just drop these. Okay. Hi there. I'm going to leave you in there because I think you might be, you know, ungrateful. You might try and kill me. Okay. We got another fish person. Okay. Making short work of him. Whoops. Get out your harvesting tool. 1 scale. Now we're up to 12 of them. They did used to close. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Kevin. Okay, 2 guys in here. And some more of those little creatures that spawn in. Give you Ica. So now we got 14 scales. Sometimes you might have, like, 1 less because sometimes you might not be able to find one of those dudes. Okay, we're going to go to the boss fight. You can pick up this torch here if you don't have one on you. There you go. See, I got a glowing stick. And now we need to fall down here. We need to fall down here. You can use you can use a slow falling spell from sorcery. Otherwise, just do it in stages. It's a good idea to kind of, like, fall against these. You can't grab onto the side, remember, because it's a dungeon, so you can't climb in dungeons. But just do it kind of carefully. You go all the way to the bottom in one go, you probably will die from the fall. Okay. There we go. Now, this is the reason why I suggest you bring a bow and some arrows. Even if it's a really crappy bow. This is not. This is a great bow and some hardened steel arrows. Hello, sir. Jump scare. Because these guys, you could just do an all-out fight and fight every single person together. But it can be a bit overwhelming and might be a bit much depending on your, like, level and the gear that you've got and how experienced you are. So you can, if you want to, just fight them individually. Now, this bug here has been reported to Funcom. Didn't know that actually it went if you backed up. Isn't that interesting? I don't know if that always did fix. Oh, it does go by itself. Have they improved that then? But this has been a problem for so long. Just when you draw a bow, basically. Okay, so let me get my stamina up. So we're going to make sure when we aggro each one of those, we're just going to click on the floor to make sure that our follower doesn't go in there. Because if she does, she'll aggro all of them together. And then you've lost control of your fight. So I'm just going to... These guys, before they even get to me, I can take them out. Otherwise, we could just fight them in this little space. Once you get to the big guys, I suggest you don't fight them in here unless you have like a really strong follower. You can just use this area. Just be careful, don't run too far out there so that you aggro everybody. Okay, we dodged. Gonna switch to a melee weapon. This one doesn't seem to stagger, does he? There we go. Get our little harvesting situation out. And then I could probably get away. Can I harvest this guy? Yep. I don't want to be over encumbered, so you might want to wait till you've finished all the fighting before you harvest them, just in case. Go. How is her heals and stuff? All good. She hasn't even had to drink a heal yet. Okay, now we're going to draw over. Let me put her over here. We're going to draw over one guy. I'm going to click on the ground just until he like comes over here. You could also do the flea thing. Okay. You can run all the way over to here. It's quite a good idea if you like get into trouble. Just run like really fast as you can to one end of this and then heal, because they're a bit slower than you can run. Especially if you have like agility perks for speed. Stay away from the front.
20 months.
Ah.
Crom.
Hello, Halamir. Thank you so much for the 20 months. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Tegwind. Hello, hello. Doombringer, the parkour camel. He's incredible at parkour. Underestimated. There we go. 18 scales now. We've got one more fish creature to fight. And then the final boss is over there. You don't have to fight the fish. Don't worry. Okay. Come on then. Don't you attack my Leonil. Ooh. Ooh, that's dangerous, that is. She'll get you. She's a Cimmerian. He'll knock you over and stuff. He's a real pain in the butt. But individually, they're all very manageable. It's just if you fight them all together, that can be a bit chaotic. I have done it entirely solo, with all of them fighting at the same time. And it's fun. There you go. Well, we got a bit of aloe soup. Used to be a really, really good healing food back in the day. Very desirable food to craft. I never bother anymore. We'll take the cash, though, I suppose. There we go. That's all the fish creatures. Now we have a human to fight. And 2 lackeys. Bear in mind, these doors will open when you finish the fighting. And sometimes, let me know, actually, if it's happened to you recently. Sometimes the doors will close by themselves before you like want to leave. And you can get trapped in here. You might have to take off your bracelet. That kind of thing. I'm going to draw her over here. I think this lady likes daggers really easily, actually. She has daggers, though. Yeah. She has the daggers of Dagon in her hands, which is like the final recipe you get from in here. And she can really hurt you. She stacks some bleed. So I just want to keep her stunned. And adjust stamina. There you go. So the doors have opened now. She doesn't drop any... I'm going to take the salted pork. The Eye of Set, you can eat that to learn the Set religion. You could, if you wanted to, just very... Well, let's unfriend these people. Super fast. There we go. Click on this tablet here, make sure you don't forget. And then we've got 6 chests of legendary weapons, okay? And for which you need skeleton keys. You get the skeleton keys for fighting world bosses. Ooh, some good ones here. Do I have like a quick... I do have a backpack in my trusty steed friendo here. I always like to carry around a bearer pack with a... Is this crafted with a scout right? And it has an armor reduction kit on it. So that in a pinch, I can increase my encumbrance. And the nice thing about it, it really weighs nothing. I don't really need to put it on the camel. I can just carry it in my inventory. So I think I have like 5 of these. I've got a love tap. I'll show you these in a minute. And then we're out of them. Yeah, I thought I had like 5 keys. Okay, perfect. So now the doors are still open. You've got two choices. You've got a choice, one choice, two different options. You can either leave this place the same way you came in via the jungle exit. That'll take you back out where the boat is that you came into the dungeon. Or you can go to the Sentinels on Noob River if you want to kind of go back to the desert. I think we're going to do... What should we do? Usually I like to leave the desert way, but I want to go to Buccaneer Bay today while we're here. So we're going to go out the jungle way. There you go. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Halibut. To the corner, please. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Outrageous joke. Terrible joke. There you go. See, we're back where the boat is. Now, we do have a map room here anyway, so if I wanted to, I could just teleport home or wherever I wanted. But I'm going to go do Buccaneer Bay, I think. Let's go to... Should we go to the Pagoda of Boundless Lust while we're here? Let's just go to Buccaneer Bay. I just feel like it. Should we ride the camel? Doombringer's like going to have a heart attack. Here we go. While you're here, I should probably just show you, in case you haven't already, you should know by now, probably, that there are 2 companions with quest lines, voice lines and things like that you can follow the quest lines and befriend them, and they will then become your companions, basically your followers. I just remembered it's C to get off my camel. This is one of them. This is Lu Fei. There's a bunch of stuff on YouTube from other people about full guides about how to do this, what choices to make and everything. You can watch my previous, this playthrough, I guess, to see how we kind of dealt with him and whatnot. There's also Freya as well up north. Freya's hovel. Freya up here. Freya's hovel. That's where you find Freya. And this is where you find Lu Fei. There you go. Each of them. He's a sorcery guy. If you're not into sorcery, which I know some aren't. I'm not super into it. But if you don't want to do any sorcery, then you won't be able to get him as a companion. You can just do the Freya quests. But he's an option. And he is good. So, there you go. Free friendo. Why do Swedish warships have barcodes on the side so they can scan the navy in? Dominator, to the corner. Thank you. That's an awful joke. Really bad. Thanks very much. Before you arrived, Lu Fei was spending the year unfriended for tax reasons. Yeah. He just likes it in there, okay? People think that he's not there by choice, but, So there you go. We did the Dagon dungeon. Yeah. At some point, maybe I'll go through, the rewards for doing it and stuff, I guess. Charge! But it is one of my favourites. And I always want to be either in the cold places or underwater or something, or somehow, when it's a heat wave, which it is right now in the UK. So, there you go. Lu Fei, the WC Pixie. Oh my goodness. Standard of jokes in this community is really outrageous. I think it's time we have a meeting about it, people. WC Pixie, does he haunt bathrooms? Oh, God. Oh. I wonder is Lu Fei something that people say outside of Britain? Do you say Lu Fei? And Ireland, obviously. Irish friendos. Do you say Lou? I bet you say... Do you say Lou in Australia and New Zealand? I bet you do. Danny, in the Danny. Is that what you say? Why the chicken crossed the road? Oh, God. You're going to do the why the chicken crossed the road joke. This is an outrage. Right, so we're going to go to Buccaneer Bay. Which should we go? Up the hill, round the bend. Because the flat on the other side had air conditioning. Sparks don't make me cry. It's an outrage. Oh, water. Thank you for water. Right. I think I feel like going this way today. There's just 2 different directions you can go to Buccaneer Bay. I'll show you where to get the underwater breathing mask if you haven't got one of those yet. So if you haven't got the Riptide Spear, you don't have any underwater breathing potions. You can pick those up, by the way, from fighting pirates at Buccaneer, at the, what is it called? People, they still have them, friendos, at the galleon. Pirates tend to have underwater breathing potions, which kind of makes sense. Being sea men, seafarers. Oh dear. I speak so carefully. Is the AC rated for the well of Skelos? We did the volcano last time, didn't we? Last week. Oh, hello, bunny. I'm liking doing these like little Conan streams once a week, just kind of super chill. Well, I was really like not feeling well last week. Feel so much better today, in spite of the sweat. Here we go, Buccaneer Bay. Another big boat situation. Charge! Excellent. Extra points for that. Crom will know. He'll appreciate it. Okay, what should we use? Use my hammer.
Don't believe it. Killed by a bleeding landsman.
Exactly. Doo-doo. So yeah, a bunch of pirates. This is like a, what do you call it? Like maybe level 30 kind of place? What do you reckon, friendos? You could come here at like level 20 as well, or earlier. It's not too tough. It can be a lot of the pirates. A bit like the galleon. The thing about the galleon is there's a lot of people. You can get really swarmed. There's lots of archers and stuff like that. But, you know, it is reasonably beginner friendly if you know, put down a bedroll, which we haven't. But then obviously there is an obelisk not too far from here, which is quite handy. Keep unfriended. But the obelisk is only helpful if you have a map room nearby. Either on a server with like a neighbour that has a map room, or you'll need one at your base. Otherwise, you're going to have to ride your horse all the way back over here, try and retrieve your stuff within half an hour. You can get like a bunch of crafters and named people here, including like named dancers. I used to like frequent this place when I was trying to collect all the dancers at one point. Hi there, sir. Also, if you want to craft the keystone to free your character from the exiled lands, you will need to visit this camp and unfriend either Hecker Wave Runner or Gallo the Spearden, because they have a Scourgestone piece that you need to craft the keystone. I have a video about how to do that if you want to free your character from the exiled lands. Oh, we got a jailer. Did I just one-hit you? One-shot you? Did Leonel already get him? Or did I just one-shot him? These people are all having a bit of a lie down. They get tired. I feel very appropriately dressed today. I like it. Anything but 1 HP that was. Yeah. Okay, nothing super exciting. I did get the jailer's keys. Good idea to get the cloth satchel and failed sorcerer spell pages. Use those even if you're still leveling sorcery, or if you haven't leveled it yet, or you have friends who might benefit. Hello, Devilish. Freed one character from the exile lands, and I gotta say they could have put a bit more effort into the ending scene. At least give us a short cinematic. Yes, it is. Spoiler alert. Underwhelming. That's all I'll say, really. Nobody in the cage. So no boss here right now. Pokey pokey. Okay. Dancer could be a named, but isn't right now, is he? Some fish and some iron tools. Which a good early game. You decide to like start off in the jungle. There you go. Gallo the Spearden, we would need his Scourgestone piece. You can thrall him. I wouldn't really. I mean, early game, certainly if you're new to the game, then, you know, just enjoy knocking out low-level people. It's fun, honestly. There you go. Scattered Scourgestone piece. Both Gallo the Spearden and Hecker Wave Runner drop the same piece. You only need one of them to craft the keystone. Okay. Now we're going to do a bit of climbing. Ba-dum-bum. Spoiler alert, it's massively disappointing. It is very disappointing. I have only ever done it once. I did it on stream and the video is on YouTube. Yep, as I'm a pirate. Yes. Attack the enemies the same way one might tackle the number 5 hole at the golf range. What should I use for this? A 3 iron with extra spikes. Perfect. Got to 38 degrees yesterday. Oh, yesterday. AC is mandatory, yeah. For 38 degrees, holy crap. It has been absurdly hot here. Excuse me. It's rude to spit. These people are neutral. Of course, we've, like, kicked off a fight. There we go. But there are traders up here. I think, yeah, there we go. There's the first animal tamer. So the animal tamers drop 2 good things. The underwater breathing mask, which, like I said before, pauses your... slows down the rate at which your breath time it goes down underwater. But it's a good one to just get if you haven't got any, like, potions. You haven't got the Riptide yet. You won't get the Riptide until you've been to Nem City for a few visits. And Argosian Dream Dust is really my night vision potion of choice because it's free. It doesn't weigh very much at all. You can just keep a couple in your inventory, and then in a pinch, if you're dragging an enemy, trying to take somebody to your pop-up gym to persuade them to join you and your company, then this is a good one so that you can see the world very well in the dark if it's very dark. There you go. So we're going to collect those. I don't like to use them very much because it's such a horrible effect. It really washes the world out quite a lot. If you still have your night vision potion persist once daylight comes, it's horrid. So I hate it, personally. I'll show you the weapons that we got from the dungeon. We got the Unintelligible, which is 63 health damage, 29% armor pen. Great for a follower, put a master weapon fitting on it. Love Tap is a concussive weapon, so you can use that in place of the Seth's Truncheon, which is my preferred one. And that's because that's always available from Seth in the entrance of the wine cellar. This is a Love Tap. Put an advanced concussive weapon fitting on it when you can and use it. Or give it to your thrall to use. There you go. Oh, talk too much, people. So then we got traders here. We got Weber.
Exile?
If you have some gold coins, you can purchase an archer or a dancer. And I think they'll be up to level 3. Am I right, people? Have you got named people from here? Did it once, even that was too many times. Yeah, absolutely. I think they're always tier 3s, if I'm correct. Obviously, the people from the Headhunter event, the sorcery thing, can be named. But I think these are always up to tier 3s. You get a variety. And then you can buy here this with the pearls that you got from the dungeon. Those pearls, you can bring them here and you can get this Sword of Enruka, which is a really horrible looking... It's not horrible. It's just a really garish, kind of gaudy gold colour. It's all right for displays, I think. But yeah, you can purchase the Sword of Enruka. There's also a shield as well. You can learn Stygian Armory, Alchemy, which I already did. There we go. We haven't been to the other dudes on that side, have we? Should we do that? Usually I don't bother, but when I'm streaming I usually do. I try to. Here we go. There's a few of these elites around here. They're mini friendos, mini bosses. There you go. They drop this ebony silk. We'll get the recipe for this Black Corsair elite armor when we go to the boat over there. And for that recipe you need this kind of ebony silk, basically. To get down you can do a bunch of different things. I like to go down this thing here, which you can run down, which is kind of cool. Bum, bum. Doo -doo. Okay, let's go. Bum, bum, bum. Shall we do the dudes up there? Let's do it. For completion's sake. To climb up. We could do it on the way out though, couldn't we? Let's do it on the way out. We'll do the boat. Get the breathing mask, and then we'll go there on the way out, I think. This place is so cool when you first discover it, I think. I remember thinking it was really awesome. I had such a fantastic time the first time I played this game. Really got addicted to it. Pokey pokey, mate. We'll check those out on the way. We'll do this first, actually, because I want to go to the animal tamers. Dun, 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 dun. So I think these people are neutral, aren't they? I put her on... I think they're neutral. Oh, they've all had a small accident. I don't know what happened here. Okay, I gotta remember to take her off passive. Okay, this guy we could fight. Oh no, he's not neutral. There you go. Well, I wanted to test it.
Me and me mates are thick as thieves.
There we go. I usually save my dodge just to stop myself getting stun locked. There you go. All right, so now we got some...
A good day for a good trade.
Nice. So you can buy an alchemist for 50 gold coins, I think up to tier 3, mercenary fighter up to tier 3 gold coins, 100 gold coins, and then spiced fowl, which is a warming food, if you want to. And then you've got Chorus.
You can walk out of here with a bargain or a frown.
Nice.
Your choice.
Thank you, sir. He'll sell you an egg, which has an expiry. Whenever you see an expiry on an egg that you purchase, either wait 24 hours if you want to, or you could put it in a fridge to pause the timer if you want to kind of deal with it later, which is what I often do. Preservation box, or you could put it in a thrall pot, by the way, which also just like slows down the rate at which these things go expire. Or if you want to speed it up, you can put it in a compost heap, basically, and then that will speed it up a lot. Look at the time that it says in the when it's in the compost heap, and put an alarm or something, because if it goes too far, it'll expire, and then you'll lose your creature. There you go. This guy will sell you spider egg sacs. There you go. Perfect. Let me change her to aggressive. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. What is everybody up to? What you're watching? You're working, you're lurking, you're playing a game? Have you been playing Conan recently? Are you excited about the update? What do you think we're going to get in this update? Right, let's go on the boat. Shivels or spiders good for anything? Decoration? I don't reuse them. I don't use any of the creatures anymore, which is a real shame. Except for, like, you know, vibes. Yeah, we've got a free sorcerer's spell page here, which we can use for leveling sorcery and a thaumaturgy bench when you learn sorcery in the Shellback Hollow Cave. Which is down here, Shellback Hollow. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go over there. Just for completion's sake. Hello there. I'm just here to, like... There's Hecker Wave Runner. Thank you, sir. So there's the other guy, Hecker Wave Runner. Galithus Bidden and Hecker Wave Runner are the ones that drop this Shattered Scorchstone piece. Go. I'm just going to leave it. Because Seebs. I think the collision is pretty decent here, honestly. Just don't tend to have any problems, like, climbing around. Right, here's one of these elites. You should drop some of the ebony silk. There we go. Ebony silk. We also got a black Corsair sword, which is fine. Early game, if you get it, I guess. Got a little, like, description there of things that you might purchase. Some gold. Underneath here, there are a bunch of these. You see that chest? There's a chest there. There's a chest there. If you do some swimming under here, you could use your Riptide Spear. You probably won't have it yet if you're visiting here for the first time. But you could use your underwater breathing mask. You see, I have iron lungs. I'll maybe demonstrate that when we don't have to, like, climb back up. Oh, wait, I'm over encumbered. Because I had my backpack on. That's right. Okay, well, yeah, it slows down your breathing, basically. It slows down your breath timer. We'll do that another day. Sweet. Never played this game before, haven't you? Hello. Does anybody still use the creatures in this game? What do you use them for? Are they just, like, decoration outside your base? Do you use them as, like, your main followers? Now that you've got, like, down but not out? Okay, we've got a bit of ebony silk. Most of them don't drop anything too interesting. We've got a bag of drinks there. It's a cool place. There's some like interactables. You can pick up this spear. Steel spear. Various bits and bobs. You can pick up one of these cats, put it in a taming pen, and deal with the noise, just like a real cat, but without the crap on the carpet, I guess. Squeaky's like, "What are you saying about me?" Squeaky doesn't crap on the carpet because I don't have carpets. There we go. Okay, I always think that the recipe for the armor is there, but it isn't. It's further up. There you go. Not even followers anymore. Yeah, don't even build animal pen. Yeah. Have a great... rock noses. Hello, Minirin. Yeah. I think if I wasn't streaming, I would have like a bunch of different creatures. I would do more kind of things embellishing my like world and game and stuff. I'm just very aware of frame rate and stuff in my base. You know, I like to build like a big house and stuff. Lots of torches for decoration, and has an impact on your frames. So I tend to like stop adding friendos. Although with Living Settlements, I do have a lot of followers like wandering around, like crafters and stuff. I love it so much, but it is bad for frames. There's a... Yeah, Kika the Visionary. Doesn't drop anything interesting. There is some treasure that sometimes is like over here. It seems to vary where it is. I think it's probably at the top. Some heroic treasure. Okay, right, here's the recipe for the Corsair. Okay, got to click on the book, haven't I? There it is. There you go. Black Corsair garb, which, or whatever it's called that he's wearing. It's very good for agility. Like, really, really good for agility. Doesn't give you very much armor value, but it buffs your agility a lot. So obviously you can craft it with a shield right or whatever you want, basically. But shield right would be my choice to give you a bit of extra armor value. Is there anything interesting in here? We got some potions here. We got a potion of bestial memory. This will reset your attributes, and a potion of natural learning that will reset your feat points. Also, this volatile gland is great. Animal skulls. What are we going to use those for? Black lotus flower, very handy. But these are really good. Note the timer. As soon as you click on the box, they've got like 30 seconds in which you have to click on them. So if you want to change your attributes or your feats, you can do that. Bear in mind, you'll suddenly be over encumbered, probably. You click on that and you'll need to spend your points. Eat some kind of feline mount. Yeah, that'd be super cool. Yeah, more mounts would be good. Hello, Illithid. Hello, hello. I have a greater Acer armored wolf called Butch. Was my main for a while. We've got a greater jaguar called Bagheera, white tiger called Shere Khan, and a greater bear called Baloo. Oh, nice. Very nice. I used to love having, like, tough creatures and stuff. I used to love living at the savannah and have, like, a bunch of, like, tigers, like white tigers defending my base, things like that. It was really nice. Agility or strength build if I want to do dungeons and bosses. You can do either of those. I like to use agility and max out my agility, but you could just spend all your points in strength instead of agility. I like to have at least the first perk in agility. But yeah, if you want this, you could have really heavy armor with like full strength gear. You could wear the same stuff as my follower. Like you need to do dungeons to get this stuff. This is from the Black Keep. This is from the Arena. This is from the Black Keep. This is from the Warmaker Sanctuary. And then this is from doing the Master Armorer Journey. So you don't have to do that to be able to do the dungeons, but that's what you're kind of probably building up to if you're going to do a strength build, that kind of gear. And then you can transmog it so it looks pretty if you want to. Either is viable, yeah, exactly. I just like to be as nimble as possible, and I like my agility weapons and stuff, but strength is also very viable. There you go, that's the heroic treasure. Another Gala the Spearden, another opportunity to get the Scourge Stone piece there. So this, if you want to, you can pick it up, you can walk home with it. If you drop into the water, I've got a short on my YouTube channel showing, but if you drop into the water, it should just stay in the water and you've lost it, basically. It'll just stay on the surface of the water. Look at its face. Like, please don't drop me in the water. I love the facial expression. But yeah, you'd have to walk this all the way home. If you place this within the radius of your clan coffer, which you have to build, which I'm not going to go into. I have guides about like Purge 101 on my channel, YouTube channel. But if you place this in the radius of your clan coffer, you have to left click to do it. Then you can exchange this for 5,000 gold coins, or you can use it to trigger a high level purge, basically. And you can kind of collect these from around the exiled lands and place them in your clan coffer area, and your scribe will determine that you can trigger higher and higher level purges, basically, which have higher level rewards as you progress, basically. So you could do a purge from like 1 gold coin if you wanted to. Let's get this stuff here. Okay. So we're going to dive in here. This is one of the things I like to do when you get to the top, is get to dive in. Beautiful. So if I put on my underwater breathing helmet, I'll be over encumbered. Can I lose my over encumbered? There you go. You can see my breath timer is going down, but it's slow. If I unequip that, that's the speed at which my breath timer goes down without the underwater breathing mask. That's the speed with it. See, it's slowed down. And then if I use the Riptide Spear, it just pauses altogether. And same with the underwater breathing potions as well. It has the same effect. Let me put my backpack back on so I can carry my goods. There you go. You want to just like hide from people underwater. This is the Eye of Set that we got from the human boss at the end of the Dagon dungeon. If you right click on that, you'll learn the Set religion, which means you don't have to visit a trainer. I've already learnt it. There you go, so we can surface and we don't need our spear anymore. There you go. Beautiful. So we'll go, we'll get the, if you don't want to come and fight the boss, you can just go straight there to the, where the animal tamers are to get more underwater breathing masks. But we're going to fight a boss first. There's a world boss over here. I'll show you where we are. There you go. We're going to continue this way. This isn't a bad place to get baby crocodiles as well. Quite often there's baby crocs around here next to the boss. But yeah, I see them. But so you have to be kind of quick, and you're going to be over encumbered, and if you get hit by the boss, you're going to be careful. See, there's 2 here. Hi there. This is probably my least favourite boss to fight at the beginning of the game. Because he tracks quite a lot. Quite tightly. Can I use my daggers? Oh, Leonil, this is no time for playing. You see him tracking. Can I get... There you go. She's over the... All you have to do is like run a certain distance. Don't run into the green wall, you'll die. You have to try and get your stuff back from the other side. Can I get... Take aggro, there you go. He spins so quickly and follows you so closely. I hate it so much. And then the collision's obnoxious. You end up like on his face. There we go. We'll harvest him for a skeleton key, so we can open a legendary chest in dungeons. Beautiful. You can skin him for what is it called? Serpent. What is it called? Reptile hide. Play too many games now. I'm not going to get any because I'm using the wrong tool. Okay, well, you can get reptile hide anyway. Beautiful. Alright. So yeah, we could have picked up those little babies. They each weigh like 50 units of weight. I don't know if it's kilos or pounds. I'm assuming it's kilos. Because it's a European company that make this game. I don't know. I don't know, friendos. But then you can put them in the animal taming pen with some meat. Most meats will work. And then you'll get yourself a crocodile friendo. depending on the type of food that you give animals in the animal taming pen, you increase your chances of getting greater versions of them. And there's loads of stuff about that on the wiki. Basically, like a shade spiced version of the best food is going to give you the biggest percentage. Ah, hello, White Bunny. There was a Twitch drop a while ago that wait, if I do all, do I convert it in my inventory? Yeah. You get the recipe for this converting a white rabbit into a pet if you've got the Twitch drop. There you go. It'll just run away probably. It's not such a big deal. You could, I mean, I have a garden in our like house. I think that the White Bunny is there. I don't remember. It's Conan. Isn't the standard of measure done in crumbs? So 50 crumbs of weight, maybe. Hello, Moth. Back on your computer. Nice. Rock collision is so bad. It is so bad. Berry straws under the snout. Just keeps chomping a lot. Lost a couple of named ones due to that. Yeah. I hate the like fighting the crocodiles so much. I realise the spiders are creepy and stuff, but I really think they are your absolute best bet for an early like legendary. And then, you know, hardened steel weapon. I have like a guide to like getting good gear on day one, basically, on my YouTube channel, and I just think the spiders are really the best. So all of these animal tamers should drop Argosian Dream Dust and masks. Underwater breathing masks. These guys here. It used to just be Timos, this mini boss, which might be here. Sometimes he's not here. That used to drop the underwater breathing mask. Now all of these guys drop them. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess they did make some effort to make the game less grindy, which some of us probably feel better than others about it. I don't know. I think maybe they went a bit too far. I don't know, people. It's like a balance between reward and grind, isn't there? There's Timos, he's here today. Oh. Hello, sir. You can tame him. He has been very good at some points. He's alright. He's not like super special or anything. He drops this Cambodian shaman clothing, which you can craft yourself, which is a strength buffing like items, and he drops the boots of Sobek. I guess that's because that's what he's wearing. Interesting. And a steel trident. So interesting that this person has a blue, what do you call it, feather, whatever, on their helmet. One thing I used to notice back in the day was whenever there was like a small update, the people at Sepa Maru, their armor would be ever so slightly different in color. And I never really quite knew why somebody would have like a different color clothing. Like their trousers, instead of beige, would be like pink or something, or like blue or whatever. And I did wonder if it's so that they could see that this was like which build they were using. I don't know. But it's weird that person has like a blue helmet. Strange. The White Bunny goes on adventures and never comes back, I know. But then you get the joy of looking for one again. Thralls for sale are tier 2 because buying a tier 3 alchemist would be too convenient. Are you talking about here? I think, don't they go up to tier 3? I thought they did. I've tested it before, but I just can't be bothered buying a bunch of them now. I'm in Anna's camp. I always play the Artful Dodger, Acrobat, Sneaker ball games. Yeah, I like it. I used to just always spend all my, like, max out strength back in the day. When strength and agility damage wasn't separated. Always had max strength for dungeons and things. And then if I was doing harvesting, I would do, like, max expertise. But, like, harvester builds are so much more forgiving these days. You can, like, run around with, like, max encumbrance and still do dungeons and stuff now. Yeah. I found the tier 4 alchemist in Sepamiru. She was there through 4 daily server restarts. It's like the game wanted me to get her. Did you get her in the end, William? I think, well, we'll test it because I'm fairly sure you can get tier 3s, but I'm willing to be wrong, so we'll test it just because it'll bug me. Crom does not answer prayers and his religion offers no benefit. Exactly, yes. But, you know, you can still worship him, you just won't get anything from it. There you go. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. So what I want to do is just go to the traders that sell people. Offer people for hire. There you go. That's a cleansed version, isn't it? There's loads of places on this map. This is not one of them I've ever noticed before, but there's loads of places on this map which you're always like, I wonder if they have that there so that they could add dungeons in the future. I presume at some point they wanted to leave like places on the map so that they could have entrances to dungeons, and then you'd teleport to another instance or something. And then they kind of like reached the limit to how many things they could add to the map without screwing up frames and things like that. I don't know, performance, I don't know, people. But there's so many places that it's like, that looks like it should be the entrance of a dungeon, you know? Not that silly rock there. Maybe a cave.
One last look at the salt was all I wanted.
I'm an equal opportunities murdification person. Made Alchemist House. Did you? Yeah. It's like my medieval doctor surgery. Oh, yeah. Nice. Right, let's test this theory, shall we? I'll just spawn in a bunch of gold coins. We'll buy a bunch of people. We'll see if we can get a tier 3. And I'll drop the benefits, whatever. Science. Is that Leonil unfriending people?
Blood of the serpent.
Oh no, they're just fighting each other. That's what it is.
You picked the wrong fight.
Let's just do a bit of cleanup first. Is that everybody? Are you, okay. They're just propped up by the table. Seen better days.
Good day for a good trade.
So let's choose fighter. I'm going to drop all of the gold coins. I'm going to drop all the people. So if you have a problem, then it might be time to touch grass. Here we go.
What can I get you?
Just get a bunch of fighters. Okay, that should be it for now. Okay, so we also got... Yeah, we got named taskmasters. I didn't click on anything else, did
My shop is
I?
limited, so buy now.
Yeah, we got taskmasters. We got Gothrad the Oathbreaker. You have to go to Mounds of the Dead to get him generally, and he has a 100% spawn rate in Mounds of the Dead. I didn't expect to get a taskmaster from the fighter thing. Okay, so we've got tier 2s. Yeah, tier 3. Yeah, you can get tier 3s from the fighters. We already got some. I think you're most likely to get like tier 2s, honestly. So we're going to drop these people, and then we'll see about the alchemists. It's going to be a pile of people in a bag. There we go. Tested. Let's try alchemy. See if we get a tier 3 alchemist. It is weird that you get a tier, like a named taskmaster from the mercenary fighter. Of course, now you can use like crafters as fighters. There you go. We got a bunch of these. Did I see an Iblis of Ingot? Yeah, so you can get named. You can get up to named alchemists and I presume up to named like fighters as well. There you go. So not tier 3. Tier 2 isn't the highest. You can get tier 3s and names. There you go. Tested. Proven. I just was like... I think you're just more likely to get tier 2s. There you go. I like to do a bit of science. Okay. Don't care about these. We've already got these. We did get a lot, didn't we? Right. Thank you for your purchases. There you go. All in one side of the unnamed city wall like it's an unfinished content. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly where you mean. There's a bunch of places. Just like in like the executioner's entrance and stuff like that. There's like, I feel like that would be perfect place to be the entrance of a dungeon. Like at the back. The entrance to a dungeon would be really cool. Just like in Hanneman, not Hanneman's, Galliman's? What is it called, friendos? Galliman's tomb. I feel like at the back of that, there's a really, you have to go there to get an item to craft the keystone as well, by the way. to free your character. But yeah, there's like a door at the back of that, and it looks exactly like it should be the beginning of a dungeon. You know? So many things that I wish they would just add to this map, you know? We had so many more dungeons, it'd be so cool. Conan was never meant to be updated. The update that added thralls was meant to be the finished point. Back when thralls had to eat and drink like your character does. I remember thralls needing to eat. Yeah. That's why it's such a mess and so unoptimized. The code is like spaghetti. I'm aware that it's spaghetti code, yeah. That's why there are so many unfinished spots. I don't know if there are unfinished spots. You're talking about up here. This is where all the dungeons are located. If you go to, well, not all of them. A lot of the dungeons, when you're inside the dungeon, if you hit M, you can see you're over there. I don't think there are unfinished spots, unless you mean like there are areas that could do with being like filled in a bit more kind of populated. Is that what you mean? They have done some. I'm not trying to defend them particularly on this occasion. Oh, let's go to that where those dudes are. But they have done kind of iterations of updates. Periodic, like Buccaneer Bay has been updated. It's been updated like a bunch of times. There have been places that they have like updated over the years. Various things have been updated, like the sky at night looks different, that kind of thing. Can't wait to log off from work and go kill some. Oh, what a bad day. Sorry to hear that. It's never a good time. Hi there. Can I get you through here? Oh, she made short work of you. Okay. There we go. Ah, yes. Here we go.
You can walk out of here with a bargain.
This is where you get a giant, disgusting bug creature. If you would like a giant bug, disgusting bug creature. There you go. Sand Reaper egg from him. Also another kitty. Hi. There we go. All right. Am I going to drop the... Let's get this stuff back, shall we? Dun, 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 dun. Exile or Scepter? Are you asking if I'm on Exiled Lands or Scepter? I'm on Exiled Lands. If you're asking which one I prefer, I think I prefer Exiled Lands, but I think Scepter has better graphics. It has a different gameplay style and whatnot if you haven't played it. And so it offers something for people who've finished the Exiled Lands and they want to kind of do some more stuff. There are also mod maps as well. But there are certain things I prefer about Scepter because I just think the graphics are so much nicer. Well, my frames went right up just as I left that area. Yeah. Mod map adds content to the top right. Yes. So what does it do with the dungeons then? How does it manage that? Yeah. Maybe I should try that, honestly. There's a bunch of fantastic mods, honestly. I just think the modders have done such a great job. There's like, there's a mod that I've always been curious about that like develops Sepamaru. I don't know if it makes it bigger, but certainly like makes it more developed. When I first went to Sepamaru, I was like, ooh, brilliant. Can I go in these doors? And you can't go in, apart from one. You can't really go in any doors and stuff. It started console and Exiles. It's fun, but tough. Yeah, it is really fun. If you haven't, it depends if you've played a game where you have to manage your stamina and stuff, but once you get used to managing your stamina, that's like a big turning point, I think. But you know, it just takes a bit of time getting into like muscle memory. What kind of weapon are you like using? I started playing on this game on console, by the way. Should we go to our map room? It is super fun. I started on console, and then when I switched to PC, I had to completely relearn how to fight. And I was playing on Sipta, and I got my butt handed to me like so many times. Two-handed sword, nice. Started watching a YouTube video. Yeah, two-handed swords are really good. I also really like axes for like groups of enemies. I think axes are really good because they're knockdown and like crowd control. I just think they're really, really handy, even if they don't do like a huge amount of damage. The other thing is, when I first started playing, I wasn't really putting very many points into damage. I have like, back in the day, strength was just the only like damage attribute that there was. And as soon as I really started like putting more points in that, I found I was just winning a lot more fights. So there you go. So yeah, put some points in damage, put some points in stamina, and manage your stamina. Don't ever let yourself run out of stamina in a fight. I do sometimes because I'm, you know, I don't care too much. But like early game, really important to not let yourself run out of stamina, because that penalty will get you. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Hi. We can have a look at the pagoda while we're here before we go to the map. Yeah, exclamation mark ticket in Twitch chats for a chance to win a DLC of your choice for this game. I don't have Seekers of the Dawn, I don't have Sipta. I have everything else, I think. So, you know, subject to availability. I will whisper the winner on Twitch, make sure your whispers are open. I have nighttime on super fast. So you'll see the moon flying through the air at some point. There you go. There's the moon. Just because I don't like, I just don't like it when it's dark and I'm streaming, because it's, I don't think it's very interesting to look at, really. Poisonly. Hi there, mate. He didn't stagger at all, did he then? I guess he is staggered. He just doesn't move that much. So I have run out of my buff. Should we rebuff ourselves? Give her a salted pork. We'll right click on that for 15% strength weapon damage buff. We'll click on a potion for 15%, and then we'll give her some regular pork. We've got one left, which she should help herself to if she... Oh, is it bugged? Okay. I think she was like, hold on a minute, I'm in the middle of eating it. She was chewing at the same time. So she should have a triple buff, basically. They should, or they should all have the same amount of time on them now. There you go. Triple buffs. And then I'm going to drink a desert or jungle grog, whichever one I've got. Jungle grog, which counts as a food. The nice thing about this, you can use it. You can use salted exquisite meat, which also does the same thing, gives you this 15% as a food item. The thing is that this doesn't expire, whereas the salted exquisite meat does expire. But it does the same thing. You can have a potion buff, one potion buff, and one food buff, and then I'll drink an elixir of grace. So now I have my double buff for 2 hours. I don't know, why have I been running around over encumbered when I've got a horse with all this, like, space? Too busy yapping, not enough thinking, that's the problem. Yeah. Let's make a bit of space. I like to put potions and tools and stuff on my follower, just because, for, like, tidiness and stuff, and then I usually, like, swap out these things. I make them as light as I can, which is why they've got like armor reduction kits on stuff. But then I can always take them if something heavier is in my inventory. There you go. She's a bit tipsy now from that jungle grog, but she'll fight better, or at least she'll think she will. Thanks for checking. No problem. Inventory management is tough. End up keeping all the necessary items. I think when you first start playing any survival game, you end up picking up all the things because you don't know what's going to be like most important. And like, I honestly, I know it's a crime. I'm sorry. I don't need this stuff. I mean, this world is like on pause really until the next update, and then we'll be starting a fresh playthrough. So I'm not super concerned about keeping hold of certain things. If I was on a, permanent world, a server or something like that, then I would keep would keep these things in some kind of box. But it does add to like the performance issues in your base if you have too many things, basically. So it is a good idea eventually. Once you've kind of got through the game, you know what you need, you know what's valuable, to kind of just do a bit of a clear out, really, personally. But, you know, play the game however you want to. We max out our water. There we go. So we're going to go visit the Pagoda of Boundless Lusts, which is the what am I trying to say? Lemurian NPC camp on this map. So we've been to the pirates at Buccaneer Bay. And then over here are the Lemurians, which are the same kinds of people that were in the Dagon dungeon. They wear the same... Well, they used to wear that armour. I guess they don't wear it anymore. They wear, like, encumbrance armour. Yeah, Lemurian archer. You can thrall these people. Hi there. No match for us. This is all encumbrance buffing gear. Very handy, like, early game. I mentioned that on my gear guide video. Hi there. So there are certain things you can get here that you can't get anywhere else. If you want a Decetto named priest for your altar, then you'll need to come here to this camp. And I'll show you where the spawn points are. Also, if you want to learn the Decetto religion, if you don't get like a book or something from like an enemy, then you need to speak to the trainer. And the trainer for the Decetto religion is here in this pagoda. We'll go in there in a sec. We're just going to visit this little spawn point over here first. Hello there. Okay. So you can get a bunch of different specific people to this faction, like armors, different types of crafters, fighters, things like that, and then the named priests as well. They're a bit of a pain to get, though, I think, the Decetto named priests. I think partly because you have to visit this place, and it's in the middle of nowhere. But if you live nearby, it's not too bad. So we've got a sorcerer, armourer, cook, Decetto priest, can be a named person. One of the things I like about like a two-handed sword is you can just stand behind your fighter and just cleave through the group. It's so powerful. Go, what have we got? We've got a mask from this armour. Nothing too exciting. Sorcerer drops the usual gear. Okay, I think we cleared everybody out. And then this is the trainer here.
The twin serpents whisper, and a stranger approaches.
She's a bit weird. This is just an animated cat.
Call me Sultana.
You can't pick it up, but it's kind of cool.
Call me exalted by the flesh and souls of my people. I sing the lusty hymns to
Bye.
Decetto. I submit to
She's
the
a bit
goddess
nuts.
and the queen of the dead.
Okay, so this is one of the spawn locations as well that you can get a priest, smelter here, cook. Not a bad place to knock somebody out though, because those people can't get up here if you're trying to knock them out. Persuade them. Yeah. Then we've got another little NPC camp up here. Little like point, spawn point, I guess. We see the Witch Queen early game, just so I can learn the sword. The Lemurian sword is the strongest craftable one-handed sword in the game and only requires hardened steel. Lusty hymns to Decetto's kind of poetry, absolutely unhinged, but kind of poetry. She sounds very unhinged, definitely. I like doing the Witch Queen because I like the Lemurian armor. I think it looks really nice. That's why I would do it. And also, it's a very pretty dungeon. It's arguably the first dungeon I think you should probably do, but it isn't on the Dungeon Delver journey, which I find weird, especially because you need the... you also get Rasma's key, so the key to Rasma's quarters, so you can access the place in Seppin Room, the room in Seppin Room. And also the mask you need for crafting the keystone, I think, if I remember correctly. So I don't know why that isn't on the Dungeon Delver journey. They haven't done anything in the journey to encourage you to free your character, which makes some sense, but then, you know, if you do that and then you start a fresh playthrough, then, you know, more time in the game, isn't it? So yeah, let's go to the map. We've got a map here. Where's my friend? Being chased by a crazy bird. There we go. To the Batmobile. It's not really a Batmobile. Hello, Wes. Hello. New subscriber, love your content. Thank you so much. Welcome. I'm good. Wish the dungeon was much longer. Yeah, I know. Witch Queen and the King Beneath. Yeah, absolutely. Barrow King is a bit of a... Not much of a dungeon, is it, really? Kind of cool, like, feature. Or kind of a cool... Where am I going? Wrong way. Kind of a cool feature to have to need, like, demon blood to get in to fight the Barrow King, though, don't you think? I think that's kind of cool. But it is a bit of a... It's a bit boring. Hello, Lou. I'm not here to talk to you right now. Okay, we're going to go to our little swim-up map situation. There we go. So we're going to go to the pink obelisk, which is all the way down here. There we go. To the sinkhole. I'd love having a dancer with me so I don't have to worry about corruption. It's so nice. Bum, 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 bum. So we're going to go to the savannah now where we live. Sometimes I have like a little moment, especially if I'm really tired. If I do like a really long stream, I'm like, hold on a minute. Where do we live again? Especially if we've lived in the desert like twice in recent like playthroughs. I'm like, where do I live again? It takes me like about 2 seconds and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I got it. Should we do the galleon? Should we visit the galleon while we're here? Let's do it. Oh, the teleportation. So you'll see obelisks around the map with corruption around them. The corruption will remove some of your health and some of your stamina, so don't stick around too long. If you click on the obelisk, you'll attune your bracelet to the obelisk. I think you're attuning your bracelet. Anyway, you're attuning yourself to the obelisk. And then if you have a map room, which you can learn the recipe for at the Archivist in the Unknown City, which is over here. So this is the Unknown City, this big orange blob. You go down here into the archives, all the way to the back, and there's a dude in there. If you speak to him, he'll teach you how to make a map room, which is basically a placeable large round object like you just saw me use. And that will help you to teleport to an obelisk. You have to click on every obelisk. You don't have to have all. In order to travel to an obelisk, you have to have clicked on it already. That unlocks teleportation, basically. And the cost is that you get corrupted while you're standing there. So you want to clear your corruption in some way, basically. Dancers are a great way to do that. Yeah. Have a dancer in your base to clear your corruption. Here you go. Be sure the races in the game were player options. Yeah. If you play on PC, you could use improved quality of life mods to kind of edit your character like a lot more. That's kind of fun. It's helpful. Good. Yeah, it is very helpful. When you learn sorcery, if you level sorcery all the way, you'll unlock teleportatory stones or teleportation stones. Which gives you the ability to teleport from literally one point to another on the map. But the cost of corruption is very high for those. But that's a good thing to do. Especially on like the Isle of Sipta. Because on the Isle of Sipta there's no obelisks. Which is a big drawback. It's a big map, big open space and stuff. And it can be a bit of a pain to get around. They didn't add obelisks and map rooms because we had mounts added to the game just before that map came out. But yeah, if you learn sorcery and level it all the way, you can make teleportatory stones and then you can just TP back and forth. Yep. Why did we come up here? I was going to go to the galleon. Just because we want to get up to this section here. There you go. There's a boss over here. Should we fight the boss? Big things coming. I mean, I don't know how big they are. But there are things coming on the 19th. Have they put out a tweet? Yeah, I did read the patch notes for the... they did like a tweet about the dev kit updates, and I read through the patch notes for that. There were mentions of the dregs update, but they haven't said what's actually happening. So, I don't know what's happening, people. Oh, you're excited about the update on the 19th? Oh, they put a Facebook post. I assume there's one on Twitter as well, then. Can I see what they've said? So that would be handy. Dun, 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 dun. Are we safe? Let's have a look. Okay. Attention Exiles. A new update lurks in wait. Emerging from the dark Tuesday, August 19th for all platforms. Will light the way with a slew of bug fixes, improvements, and a new event. So Dark Dregs is coming. I'll put the status in the chat, so if you want to see it. There you go. I'll put it in the YouTubes as well. There you go, YouTube friendos. Yes. So it doesn't say any more than that. But yeah, the image is of a dungeon, basically. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, what I would like to know is when's the next chapter coming? Definitely. I'm very excited about an update because, you know, I've been like itching to do a new playthrough for a while now, and I've done 2 full playthroughs since this current chapter came out. So I've been kind of like, where's the next chapter? I know they've been really busy with June, and I'm very glad that they had a lot of success with the launch. But you know, I love this game. I want to play more of this game. I want more updates and stuff, and I want like a big chunky update so that I can, you know, have a lot more to talk about and explore and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited that they are bringing out 8 updates. But I want to know when's the next chapter, please. I've been asking, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. There you go. Might be currently being on a hiatus. I still love the community. Yeah. I mean, you know, I will always return to this game. I just worry that, you know, if they've got a new shiny thing like June, that they just will like stop bringing out more content from this game. Yeah, I don't know. I have my concerns, that's all. A lot of like very loyal kind of players who've been playing this game for a long time and have bought a lot of stuff, and I'd like to see a bit of love for those people with some updates kind of continuously. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's got to be viable. People have got to like be paid and everything, and they have to earn wages and stuff. But you know, they have like obviously a financial team who deal with that stuff. Just manage it well so that we can keep having content. That's all I ask, really. Not sure how long June will last, though. Yeah. And there's a lot of concern about the like end game in June and how kind of replayable it is, really. But I'm assuming they will address that, you know. They've spent a lot of time developing that game. Did I get my key? Where's my key? I guess I must have. Oops. I can open these bags and have like a bunch of coins and stuff. I kind of hate having them like individually, but they probably weigh less if you... They definitely weigh less if you don't open them, I think. Get rid of that. So yeah, I'm glad they've announced that. Harvest these guys for Ica with your hatchet. It's a great source of Ica, these bugs. Really, really good. I'm leaving them, obviously, because I don't need it. Which dungeon is for low player? Level 20. The Palace of the Witch Queen is definitely suitable for like a level 20. It'll be a nice challenge. And then after that, then the Dregs dungeon is you could do that at level 20. Yeah, take the best like heavy armor that you have, take a bow and some arrows. Doesn't matter if it doesn't need to be a good bow or good arrows, but just take a bow and arrows. Ideally take a follower with you for like if you start doing like dungeons. And I do have a guide on my YouTube channel for preparing for your first dungeon, and shows you how to get gear, how to craft like early game gear, or how to loot really, really good gear that can give you a big tech jump. It's called like how to get the best gear on day one, I think it is called, on my YouTube channel. So there you go. I actually might have a link. Did I make a link for it? Is it gear? There you go. Look at that. Professional gamer people. So yeah, just to kind of help you prepare for a dungeon. Dun, 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 dun. So this is the galleon. It's a good place to get crafters. A lot of people here, lots of spawns. Very good place to get bearers if you want a bearer. This is 4 spawn points. Yeah, 4. Yeah, 4 spawn points for bearers. You can tell I'm rusty, and that I don't really try to get bearers anymore because I used to have to repeat that a lot. But yeah, there's loads of crafters around, and every time you see somebody who isn't named, it could be a named person, so it's worth looking around. So if you visit places like this, it's a good idea to equip your follower with a truncheon instead of a weapon, just so that they don't accidentally unfriend somebody that's really valuable to you. What do we take? I'll drop that in there because her momentum weighs a fair bit. There you go. Now we don't have to worry about her. And I'll do the same. I'll equip... Where's my truncheon? Have you got mine? There we go. We'll get that ready. And I'll put my Riptide Spear here just so I don't lose it. And I'll put my bindings here. There we go. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I would say that when you first start visiting places like this, my favourite type of weapon is probably an axe. Like something I would probably recommend to you as your first weapon for like NPC camps, because an axe will do a lot of work for you. It does crowd control. It'll knock back the enemies, knock them down. You can cleave through them. Make sure you have some stamina. You can now do like a full combo with an axe without running out of stamina, the way that they've changed it, even at the beginning of the game. So it is very good. So if you're like finding yourself getting killed in NPC camps, axes and some points in strength are a good idea. There are currently no agility axes, unfortunately. I would love that. Pretty please. I would like a legendary, although people have said that they'd prefer it to be craftable, which I get. But I find like I like unfriending world bosses, going into dungeons and getting like... Excuse me, madam, could you keep it down, please? So I don't mind it being a legendary, because they get added so much durability. But it would need to have a lot of durability, because... Ooh, a named... Speaking of which... So he's not a particularly special named bearer. Sorry, Farron. He's like, I beg your pardon. Do I have a wheel around here these days? I don't think I do. What should we do? So because I'm in single player, if I run away, he'll disappear. We could go home. We could take him back. I think I'm just going to leave him. Look at that person. It's like something from the Wizard of Oz. Just going to leave you here, buddy. He'll have a bit of a hangover when he wakes up, but he'll be fine. But yeah, that's the name. The nice thing about bearers is they have a lot of inventory slots for carrying your gear around. Personally, I just like to use a camel these days because they have a lot of space. A bearer will have an extra row. A tier 4 named bearer will have an extra row of infantry spaces here as well. So they're good for that if you want somebody to kind of come with you, like harvesting and things like that. But then you can just max out your expertise perk or attributes and then just move at full speed whilst over encumbered, and then just have a good fighter to just kind of protect you if you're harvesting. So the only thing about that is once you become over encumbered, you can move at full speed, but not when you're on a horse or anything like that. So Something to think about. Named smelter. Definitely worth taking. But we're going to leave him. I'll show you the bearer spawn points. The bearers used to all be exactly identical to each other in terms of like strength and HP and things like that. All their stats, the named people, all used to be absolutely identical. It didn't matter where you got them from. But they changed them a while ago. I have a fighters video which kind of tells you about like the different, which ones are the better and where to get them from and stuff like that. But now it depends where they spawn. So really you want to think about TLDR. You probably want to think about getting one of the Nordheimer one or the one from Lands of the Dead, really. Otherwise they're not really worth it as like followers. Unless you're just going to use them to like carry stuff around when you're not really, you know, not for like dungeons and things like that. They don't have very much HP anymore. They don't do that much damage anymore. They're a bit like a wet fish. They're just not, I don't know, just not very exciting. Which makes me sad because I used to love having a named bearer with me. And back in the day, they were the absolute, for a period of time, they were the absolute best fighters. They happened to do like the most damage. They had so much HP, like 9,000 HP. And they were just so good as followers. They were super tanky. You didn't have to worry about them dying with your stuff.
Now and I won't have to kill you.
But you can get some decent HP on like lower tier ones. They just won't do very much damage. Fast setting rune, I have night on absolute max speed. No, it's always funny. It's like say goodbye to the moon. It's a good idea not to fight on the edge over here because probably most people here at some point have died falling off this place. It's like a bit of a rite of passage, really. It's like trying to climb down into the sinkhole, I think. If you haven't done that, you really should. Oh, another named! If you see them wearing light encumbrance armor, if they're not wearing a potato sack, that's a good way to know from a distance before you aggro them that it's a named person. It is worth unfriending them though, because you get good loot from them. All of the bearers drop a bearer pack, like a supply materials. And the named ones, you can get these bearer packs, which you can equip, just like the one I have in my inventory. And then you also get supply materials. And depending on the level of the bearer, you'll get different degrees of good loot, basically. If that makes sense. So yeah, back in the day, I would never have unfriended a named bearer. They were so precious. I would always knock them out. I had like a collection. I would keep some in a box. So I'd always have like spares and things like that. I just loved them so much because they were so special. Excuse me. I like the pirates because of their silly voice lines. They're great. The only thing about Liam Mills is the fighters, they're just not going to dodge out the way. They're just going to stand there and take the hits until the enemy stops doing their attacks. Whereas we can dodge to escape the stun lock. Nobody in the cages. Hate that. You can also get heroic treasure from here as well. It's usually downstairs. There's a little emote here. So the spawn points for the bearers, there are 2 out there. There's one like there, and then there's one on the other side where you saw that I unfriended them. Usually I announce the spawn points, and then there's one spawn point up there, which we unfriended, and then there's one right down here. 4 different spawn points. So it's a good place to come if you're looking for a bearer. I think if you like to collect things, it's worth getting them. Otherwise, always pick up their supply materials. Really handy, especially early game. Oh my god, she just one-hit him. Just a no-name, no levels priest. There we go. Take our bearer packs. I always leave the bearer packs closed because they weigh a lot when you open the loot. It'll be like, you know, as the heroic treasure. Bum, bum, bum. So just like the other cat that we found, there are other things. There's like chests and stuff like that. There's also like another kind of statue. But yeah, basically exactly the same as the other one that we found in Buccaneer Bay. You just have to walk it home. And if you can't punch, kick, jump, anything like that. Otherwise you'll let go of it and you have to fight enemies and then pick it up again. It's quite a nice like feature of the game, I think. I like it. Although I do miss the old Purges, I have to say. Thrall is Leonil. She's a named dancer from Mounds of the Dead, the Cimmerian. She's a very sought after dancer because she'll clear my corruption, but she has a decent amount of HP. She hits decently hard. And I just, you know, she's a favourite of mine. So we got her quite early on in this playthrough. So I've been like using her a reasonable amount. Oh, that weighed more. Okay. Sometimes the sorcery packs have iron truncheons and rawhide bindings in. There's a really good way to kind of just get your knockout weapon early game. But if you open the packs, then it does mean that they're a bit heavier. Should boot up Conan and kill things might keep me out of jail. Yeah. It is a good way to get out your like frustrations, I suppose. Let's go by Fasty and Anna's presence noted. Grief Thoughts and Quality of Life mod I use requires bearers to auto-organise your stuff. Nice. I usually keep a Leonil or two near my throat. Yeah, I love Leonil. Leonil and Delencia, like two favourites of mine. I like the Berserkers as well. If I find a Spinus the Marauder, I feel nostalgia about it, and I always want to get a Spinus or a Dacus the Sharp, even though they're no more special than another tier 4 fighter anymore. Another Volcano tier 4 fighter, I should say.
You picked the wrong fight.
But yeah, I guess I'm a creature of habit. Oh, I was about to eat some food to fill my food and water. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. It used to be that this whole place would aggro when you came in here, but they were a bit more kind of sectioned off now. But do you remember when they said that they would never aggro more than 3 people? Do you remember when they were changing things in, like, I think in the Age of War?
We've got no chance, mate.
That didn't really happen, did it? But definitely you shouldn't aggro like an entire NPC camp anymore.
Ahoy there.
It works at least as well as the original Purge system. Yeah, I just miss like living in different places in order to target different types of purges. I really got into that. That was like a big part of what I did for those 5,000 hours on PlayStation, where I moved to PC. But all that's good loot. 3 pieces of heavy armor, which boost your encumbrance. Get that early game. That's fantastic. Very good. Do. Yep, the truncheon again. You don't need to keep notes. You don't need to keep the Dead Sorcerer's map once you know what to use it for. But basically, that will show you the location of Shaleback Hollow, which is over here, which is where you learn sorcery. Sorcerer spell pages, make sure you keep them if you're going to level sorcery, which you probably will want to because there's some really good perks for that. Even if you don't want to use spells, you can make an elixir of rebirth, which is how you can re-roll your followers' perks, which is really, really handy. These perks, if you didn't like them, you could re-roll her perks basically by getting her to drink an elixir of rebirth. You need to get her to drink a few of them to get perks that you like. And then also later on in sorcery, max levels sorcery, once you've learned all the spells, you get the ability to craft teleportary stones, which are really particularly handy on like the Isle of Sipta. So yeah, so you'll want sorcerer spell pages as like the cost of each spell that you learn, but you'll also need like some ingredients as well. Once you've gone into the Shellback Hollow, you'll be able to make a thaumaturgy bench, and that's where you learn the spells basically. Hi there. Oh, I missed you. Hello, Braggy. Generally speaking, if you look at gold nameplates and stuff like that, if you're completely new to the game, gold nameplates are a sign that it's a named fighter. So it's a good idea to kind of think about if you want to thrall them. I'm kind of picky about fighters. It doesn't matter if you get crafters, it doesn't matter what faction you get them from. They'll do the same job as the other crafters from other factions, but they'll be easier to kill, so you'll be really careful and give your follower a truncheon or whatever. But fighters, I'm kind of picky about my fighters. I generally will only get like berserkers from Mounds of the Dead, or like people from the north, like Nordheimers, stuff like that. But if you're new to the game, it is quite fun just to have like a collection of random like named fighters and stuff like that, you know? Or even later on, I know some of you will have like collections of people. And the like I say, the pirates are fun because they have funny voice lines and stuff. Ba-da-bum. Gotta head off, thanks for the stream. Hope the rest of it's amazing. Thank you, lovely. Cynthia gets her own room along with any female berserkers. I find so rarer than males. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if I see a female berserker, I always collect one of those. I have snow hunters. Yeah, I love snow hunter. Remember the first old purge my clan triggered? I was the only one online, and the warhorn went off and the warning logo came on screen. Yeah, the immersion was real. I was the only one online and calling frantically via text and email Discord to rally the rest while solo defending the base. The sound of a warhorn still gives me like PTSD. If I hear that sound, I go, whoa, and it's like, it's fine because it's just someone trolling me or something. But yeah, I remember my first purge and I remember being very frustrated because I didn't know it was a thing. This is the old purge, back when it basically, you would play the game, if you're new to the game, you would play the game and there would be a bar down here, like a purple bar, and it would have different kind of levels to it, whatever. If the bar got to the end, the bar would move up when you were just in-game, unfriending enemies, doing dungeons, harvesting, things like that. A bunch of different things that it would kind of like tick over, and it would calculate periodically if you'd done these things. Like converting fighters, NPCs into followers and stuff like that, all sorts of different things. And once the bar got to like max level, then you were eligible for a purge during purge time. So there would be like a purge time in the evening, depending on which server you're on. It'd be different times depending on the location of the server and stuff. And if you were, I think you didn't have to be at your base, but basically it would choose a location where you had built stuff, and it would trigger a purge. And enemies would come and attack your base, basically, and the goal would be to demolish your base. And then once they demolished it, then they would leave and it would stop. It would be over, because usually there was like one foundation they were targeting, and once they got to that, then that was it. But depending on where you built, you would have like different types of enemies. So you get quite easy purges maybe down here, although they did turn off purges at the south of this river at one point. And then, you know, if you move further north, if you were up here, you might get like beast tamer purges, you might get like Nordheimer purges and stuff, and they would be really good, very tough, like a whole horde of berserkers or something, and they would absolutely destroy your troops outside your base. It was a real challenge. And then, you know, like you could have like rock nose purges, or you'd have like whites or something like that. What are they called? Frost giants and things, more like up here. So yeah, and then like lots of creatures and pirates and stuff, generally speaking, you know, it was a lot of fun, and you could choose where to build based on what kind of purges that you wanted and stuff. So one of the reasons I'm kind of standing still here is because this happens to be my favorite place to do the current version of the purge, which is near the Black Dahlian, because I've mentioned this so many times, I'm sorry I repeat myself a lot, but I know lots of people pop in and out of like streams. But basically in this exact spot, if you build your base, and you put a couple of foundations over here on this left side, then the purge will always come from the same direction, which is down this hill. It'll always, the forward operating base will always spawn down there, and they'll always walk up here to you, which means you get a lot of control over the flow of traffic. And then you can build a base and set up your defenses, you know, however you want to defend that. This is where you have to put a few foundations, because if you don't put a few foundations here, the forward operating base can spawn up here. And I just really like it if they have to come from this like location here and up that long path. So then you can do things. You can put like traps and stuff, and you can put fighters and whatever. But there you go. I do have a video like about the whole how to trigger purges and the whole mechanics. A couple of videos actually on my YouTube channel if you want to watch that. But that's my favourite place to have purge base, just because it worked out really well. That's it. Yeah, you can bring. There are mods for bringing back the old purges. Yes, there are. Yep. Was no orc horn. Hello, Thriller. Hello, my dear. How are you? It would have been an epic fight. In my first purge ever was pirates, because I lived in the jungle. I'd moved from the desert to the jungle, and was playing with people, and I didn't know anything about the game, and I loved it. I just loved the game so much. I was having the best time, and I was just building like really basic sandstone boxes, like the most ugly sandstone box you could ever imagine, and feeling great about myself. And then I had no idea about purges, and suddenly the message popped up that these like pirates were coming to like attack the base. Had no idea what to expect. Actually don't think I was at the base at the time, and all my friends weren't at the base either. We were like, what's that message? Oh, I've no idea. And we kind of ignored it, and I imagine that nothing happened when we weren't in render range, actually, because it was like, it wasn't like a server with those people and stuff. And then when it happened again, and then we were there, and then the building got absolutely demolished. We died so many times, and I absolutely hated it. And it eventually, like, we worked out that we could turn off the purge because it was like private server and stuff. And so I switched off purges for that period of time, and then I learned to really like the purges. So, like, once I'd played the game a lot and had, you know, like did the dungeons and got better at fighting and things like that, then I really loved it, and I would have such a great time kind of building up. Oh, there's a recipe here for this hyena fur armor. Basically, it gives you like follower buff, follower damage buffs and stuff, concussive buffs and stuff. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. So a lot of the hours that I have in this game were doing things to raise my purge meter, the old purge meter, which is no longer a thing anymore. So that's why I have so much time, because I would just like grind the game to get my purge meter up, build new bases, new locations and stuff like that. That was a lot of it for me, really. It's good times. But I played this game like full time. I mean, I was playing it a lot for like 2 years straight, really. Marshmallows are too stale, can't get them to melt from my rice squares. Can everybody else have some rice squares, please? That sounds nice. It's probably a bit hot for sticky foods, though, to be honest. Warm as the desert, isn't it? It is too hot, Morden. It's too hot. That's why we went to Dagon, you know, to like do a bit of swimming, because it's just too hot. It's ridiculous. I don't know if is it the hottest day of the year so far. We've had like a couple of at least 3 heat waves now. This is like, I think, at least the 3rd heat wave, maybe the 4th this year in Britain. I know a lot of you have like well over 30 degrees centigrade like a lot of the time. I don't have a map here. Why am I going over here? I guess we're going home. Doombringer's like, could you use me as a map? Thanks very much. It's like, I'm going to lose my union card or something. She has a swimming outfit on today. She's wearing her diver's outfit. So is Leonil as well. Yipper's Gaussian mariner stuff. But yeah, I really loved the old purges. I did farm the purges, the new version of the purge, a hell of a lot when they changed them. And we, you know, on the beta, we did so much purge testing. I had a good time learning about them and everything. And, you know, then we did a bunch of them since the beta on the live version of the game. But now I'm just, I don't know. I don't really bother anymore, really. I'm always like, oh yeah, we'll do purges at some point during a playthrough, but I don't know. I don't love them like I love the old ones. It was such a thrill, the old versions. I don't know. They have done a lot of they've added a lot of new different types of purge waves and stuff like that, but I don't know. The old Purge was janky and didn't always work, and sometimes it was worse than others. And I didn't like necessarily that the only way to shrink your Purge meter was to be offline. So a lot of us would have like multiple worlds that we played on, because if you didn't want to purge that week or whatever, or if you're in a clan with somebody who didn't like purges or something, which was often sometimes the case, then the only way to shrink your purge meter was just to be offline. And I think that's a ridiculous mechanic, honestly. I don't know why they didn't just change that. All they needed to do was have like purges be opt-in and opt-out, personally. I think that would have been all they needed to do. But I do think summoning a purge and the heroic treasure, like gathering treasure and stuff, is an interesting mechanic and change and stuff. I just feel kind of nostalgic for the old version, basically. Yep. Brother lives in Phoenix, Arizona. Excuse me. Parents went to visit him last week. High temperature was 48 centigrade. I'm going to say it, that's too hot. That's just too hot. Around here, West Texas, temperature max out at only 40 degrees. Oh, 48 degrees. That is like, seriously dangerous to not have air conditioning that works. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Crikey, Charlie. Fortunately, we have yep. Crazy. Yeah. I know at Halimere you had like problems with your aircon recently, didn't you? I think you got it fixed. That's like terrifying to me. I mean, I complain and stuff, but like we're in the 30s here. But yeah, it is obnoxious. Silly Brits don't. Well, we didn't really need it that much before. Mistakes were made there, weren't they? Yeah, we didn't really need it before, but we're starting to have like hotter and hotter summers and like heat waves that seem to kind of get even hotter and persist and things like that. And I think at some point probably we're going to need to start thinking about like having air conditioning. I mean, people in offices and stuff and shops and supermarkets, they already have air conditioning, but in homes they don't, and homes aren't really built to kind of like keep the heat out. They're more about trying to keep the heat in this country. So, and most of the time it's just like fine. Like we have very mild weather, neither super hot, nor super cold. It's just fine. Bit drizzly, bit overcast and stuff, and a bit dull. But it's a reasonably like safe weather-wise. Well, friendos, let's draw the winner of our giveaway. We're going to end it here for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing like a full day of editing, so I probably won't stream tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Friday. It is Wednesday today, isn't it? Check my dates. So let's draw the winner. Exclamation mark ticket in Twitch chat if you haven't done it already. You only need to do it once to enter the giveaway for DLC key of your choice. I don't have Seekers of the Dawn. I don't have Scepter. And make sure your Twitch whispers are open so I can message you with your key if you win. And I will do a countdown from 10 and then we'll draw the winner. There you go. I talk too much. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the giveaway. Okay, let's draw a winner. Doc Rook 675. Congratulations. Which DLC would you like if you're still here? Otherwise, I will message you and find out which key you want. Congratulations. Are you here, Dark Rook? Congratulations to you. Congratulations. Yeah, well, I'll send them a message. They may be here, they may not be here. All right, my friends. Yep, so I won't be here tomorrow probably, but I will be on Friday for some more shenanigans and whatnot. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Oh, you're here. Lovely. What would you like? What would you like? Write it in the chat and I'll whisper you on Twitch. Yes, make sure you follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky. I've got a bunch of new coverage on my YouTube channel recently, a bunch of new videos, so make sure you check them out if you haven't already. Let me put the socials in the chat. Thank you for all the support on the stream and whatnot on both Twitch and YouTube, and I will see you on Friday.